I see I got an alert for her, but I don't know why I'm getting alerts for her because I didn't know I was even subscribed to that channel. Everybody see the new Crowder announcement? Oh. Good. All right, I just need to shut the bot to tell me that we are live. Hey, Dirty Dog. Yeah, first. You beat the bot in. The bot didn't even make it in yet. No, I got your message before the bot on my screen. Sweet. It's like Butt Crack is trying to get inside, or D, whatever his name is trying to get inside of a courthouse. Let's see what he's doing real quick before I show this crowd thing. Hang on a second. Here, let me get this played.
Yeah, actually, I want to see if you have any placements.
Who is this?
Danielle Whitman.
I think we have a second shift slot on the Vectrum.
Yeah, well, I was a quality tech at the one on Telegraph, and I did not, or not the quality tech, but the cleaning lady, and I did not get along with Homeboy.
Homeboy?
Oh, sorry. I can't think of his name. He's been there forever. He's still there.
With the supervisor?
No, the cleaning guy.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, you mean
He's gone.
which one? Which one?
The one on Telegraph.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Can't remember which guy you're talking about because I know that
The cleaning guy that wrote in on the screen. He's been there for like ever.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Okay, yeah, but I'd rather be like in the factory. I don't, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you did it, I mean, if you were to come back, you'd probably be in production. Because you did work there before, I have to I always have to ask permission to bring someone back.
Okay.
So.
Don't have any other thing other than factory.
Well, Syncreon.
Where's that?
There's one in Temperance and there's one in Toledo.
I have to see about my car because I just put it in the shop today, so I don't know exactly what's wrong with it.
Okay, it's not far away, but yeah, you would need some reliable transportation though.
Yeah, so I might take the one in Toledo. I would just have to see what they say about my car.
All right, well, figure it out. Give me a call. They schedule interviews once a week, and we set it up for you.
Okay, well, there's no way I can get in on Front Street. I've been trying to get in on Front Street.
I mean, there hasn't been openings on Front Street in over a year.
But okay, well, if you could ask them if I could come do production, that would be fine. If not, I'll see about Toledo.
Okay, I will ask.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, bye. Okay, then. I ain't asking. They don't want her back. Let's see. Ooh, man, can't upload a mirror of Lisa Sanders insisted she was sick of FT Sanders' medical discharge for PD arrest. Oh, is it the one that died? We were trying to transport her? That was some fucked up shit. That was some fucked up shite. All right, let's find something to play for you guys. Let's do Crowder's announcement first, and then we'll jump in on something that's live. Besides me. Why am I getting CNN shit? Recommendations. That's crazy. Why is my YouTube downloading stuff? All right. Do that now. Oh shit! That's where it was. It's downloaded. We've done that. All right. Mr. Crowder, that's the major announcement thing. Let me see. Okay, it's working. $45 minutes? I didn't know it was this long. It was a day ago. I just saw the little trailer thing. I didn't see this. PBD podcast? Never heard of it. Hey, wifey. Look who's coming back. Crowder.
Any hole will do.
I don't know why it's taking this long.
Guys, I'm gay.
Oh, wow. There we go. Hey, Manny.
Perfect. Good.
I think he's figuring it out, though. I think he's figuring it out, especially with this little debacle that he's had. I think by him going independent, he's showing that, well, at least the system he works under isn't working. I think he's becoming more anarchist all the time, actually, because I don't think he really believes in most of the libertarian ideologies anymore, because libertarians still want authority.
Perfect.
I don't remember what you did.
Zip it.
Come on, man. Fucking went through the timer. The fuck, half of this fucking podcast is
I love
shit.
it.
Look at this.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
here we go.
Thank you, I make it. I feel I'm so close, I could take sweet victory. I know this life meant for me. Yeah, why would you bet on Goliath?
Fucking
I bet David. Value payment.
15, 16 minutes into it before you get to any content. That's Crowder for you.
Oh, great. Doesn't matter.
I don't even know what show this is.
Story, I'll tell it on air.
So we are
Here we go.
officially live.
Oh, we are?
People have been waiting for this moment for a while. They're wondering what announcement's going to be made. They're wondering what is going on. The beginning of our interaction, me talking about you. Let me just set the tone before we get into it. We got a special guest in the house. You're here because you want to find out what this guy, his name is Steven Crowder. You know who he is. #1 conservative late night comedy show. 6 million subs, billions of views online. He's loved and hated, which is why he does so well. Not afraid of facing anybody. Arguably one of the most talented guys out there. Some would say the most talented voice on the conservative side. I will say a couple things. You know, when I said Steven's going to be on, and I don't want you to get uncomfortable about this. One guy said, be careful if you're talking to him, he may record the conversation. So I just want you to know, this is being recorded.
I had no idea we'd already started live.
Yeah, we're live.
You're so professional. I come in, you're all in suits. It's like, I don't know, let's just go live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, he was doing cocaine. And I was like, what?
You missed it.
Not me.
A minute ago.
Trying to shake
Sunday
that rumor.
school teacher was doing cocaine a minute ago here. But and then the other part. Here's the other part. I've been in business for a long time. And I was asking this from Rob. I said, well, I got to ask this on the live because I talked about it on the video.
I don't know.
And maybe
I don't have any
because there's
appointments,
levels
so
to success.
it's going to be walk-ins, and I got to get caught up on some paperwork. But
I said, Rob, how
I can do that on the
what
fly.
I
It
need
looks
to
like
do
Val
to
just
be
went
able
live
to
again.
Predict a future family emergency, right? To say a week ago and hey, we have a family emergency that came up on Tuesday, which, by the way, to be fair to you, Matt Walsh was supposed to be on Wednesday, and he also just had a family emergency when we announced you're going to be on. So I don't know what's going on.
I have no family emergency.
Yeah. So, but here's the part. Here's the part to know. So everybody.
You don't have a family emergency, do you?
Yeah.
No.
So,
Okay, good.
so Stephen and I, you and I got on a call with Greg, aka
How dare you?
Gerald, and with Paul, aka
Rob Gargiulo.
We kept screwing up
We
the
have
names.
different names. That's okay.
It's basic bitch white guy names. They're impossible.
Mine's like an old school name. It's not even basic anymore.
You were professional
Gerald.
enough to reach out.
Yeah.
We got on a call, and when I got on the call, I had no idea what direction the call was going to go. Ended up being an incredible call with you. Obviously, I've seen you. You know, whether anybody says.
Well, no, what do you want to go on
you're
today?
one of the best
What
in
do
the
you want to
world
watch?
in the
I just want to see
conservative side.
this.
Some would say you are the best in the world.
He says he's
And
opening
back
Mud Club
and forth with
forever, I
Daily
think.
Wire. For
See if that
people
shows
that
anything.
follow Daily Wire's content, everyone knows what Ben has done over the years.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what Candace has
Just
done.
the sign-up
Everyone knows
page
what
still.
those guys have done. Even Matt Walsh with What is a Woman documentary, which I thought it was, you know, he crushed at what he's got going on. And, you know, so everyone kind of got in and said, wait a minute, what is going on with these two guys? And then, boom, you were supposed to be on. We had a great comment, and here we are with you.
Yeah.
Have some announcements to make today.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Yeah, what happened was that was a whole thing. I don't really do a lot of press. A lot of people don't sort of realize that. Like, it's very, very good. Yeah. If I want to say something, I'll say it on my show, and I'm kind of reclusive, actually, and actually surprisingly shy, and so I just end up talking more when I'm around people. Thanks, is that he turns away. Yeah, with the way this started off, like people are gonna be like, "What? That's unprofessional." He opened a can. How dare he? What is this? Now that's it with you and these cans. Yeah. So
You don't do a lot of press.
I know I don't do a lot. I don't do a lot of press, just because I don't really like it so much. Like, I'm a pretty private guy. If you look at my social media, I'm never taking pictures of my food. I never take pictures of my family or my children. I keep that close to the vest because I think it's a choice they have to make. I come at this from, I came in as an actor and a stand-up comic and an entertainer first, and then just after getting beat in the face by a leftist industry, being banned as a comedian from clubs and from colleges, just kind of started letting my freak flag fly back in 2009, when there were no conservatives on YouTube. That didn't exist. So yeah, as far as the announcements, we're pretty excited. Well,
yeah,
I'm allowed to.
You're allowed to say certain things.
So yes. So Mug Club is officially, which was my camera here. Then is that all right? If I had a can to open, I'd make it. Wait, is
Right
that
there.
one or that
The
one?
one on the left.
The one on the left.
one that has
the
you
one
on
on the right. March 20th. March 20th is when it's coming back. Daily show. LiveWithCreditor.com/Mug Club. What we're doing is it's $10 less than it was before, and we're about doubling the content. So we'll be doing a show on Friday. We have some. I don't know which people we can announce, but we have
We've got a few people. We're still, as you know, working out all the details.
Yes.
So there's some stuff we still have to kind of finalize, but a lot of really exciting things.
Yeah. And the reason for that, too, is, we have tentative agreements with some people and then some concrete agreements with other people, is signing equitable contracts that are transparent, that hopefully set a new standard, in this industry. I mean, this is something I've been doing for a long time. I know what a contract looks like. I know what a term sheet looks like. In my opinion, we talked about this on the phone call.
Yeah.
Sure, you can make more short term if you kind of just scrape every dollar you can. But long term, that doesn't really work. The best business deal is one where everyone benefits, everyone is happy. Because why, especially with talent, like how often have you heard of people, whether it's Dave Chappelle or whether, South Park in the episode with the Muhammad issues, you can't keep people who don't want to be there. So you have to frame it in a way where they're happy, where they benefit, and you benefit, and people you want to work with. So March 20th, we're coming back. We're coming like a bat out of hell.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're sliding
So,
tables around upstairs.
I always get nervous. See, you don't seem that way. He knows, like, I always get nervous before every single show. I had horrible stage fright before I got up and would do stand-up. I used to think it was less embarrassing when I would tell the stories. And like, before my Just for Laughs audition, I went backstage and I threw up. But the truth is, I wouldn't throw up. I would have explosive poop.
Yes.
But I felt it was more masculine to be like, I threw up.
Yeah.
I got wasted. I threw up. I don't have I have a sensitive tummy. So I need running to the bathroom.
I need some time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not a good look.
Probably this guy after all that cocaine, right?
Yeah.
Vinny.
Wow. Doesn't it get it moving?
It's hard for you to shed that. But you still get nervous when you do shows? Is that what you're saying? Still, even a show like this, you're nervous right now? And then when did the nerves go away?
Never.
So you're nervous right now.
Nervous right now.
Don't do what you typically do before a show right now, please.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is I've always told this to Jared,
$5,000 of watch
works
time.
there. Is every single time you do a show, I say, assume that is a 100% new audience. And you sort of learn this when you're coming up through stand-up, because you'll be doing like 6 shows, Thursday 2, Friday 2, Saturday 2, and you can do really, really well 3, and then you bomb because you get a little overconfident. Yeah. That is a new group of people who are not familiar with. You haven't built any momentum with them.
Right.
So I always want to make sure that people are getting their money's worth. There's so much content out there, and sometimes we work in an industry where, it's about investors or it's about advertising. Those are all fine too. But I think true north should always be the audience and what it is that they want and how you most benefit them. And long term, if you do that, I think you'll end up doing well. But I'm not really a business guy. I'm not like you. I was looking when we were doing research here. I always prepare. This guy is he's like the Monopoly guy.
What do you mean by that?
I don't just mean his house now. Like this guy is like crazy wealthy. Good.
He's done all right for himself.
Yeah, he has done all right.
You want to say a few words for yourself?
Listen, but it's crazy that you're saying the nervous thing, because Tyson also talked about that. Some of the best athletes talked about that.
Yeah.
Were prior to it, and it is a quality of a great one. It's not like some people are a little bit more calmer when they go in. You see, remember like Fedor used to fight Pride. You go and they're like, this guy looks like he would bring it all the way down, and Kobe would go very ice-like, and that was his style. But there are some that's the other way around. Either way, you ended up, having.
Remember George St. Pierre when we had him here 6 months ago? He would get so nervous.
I was always afraid of my opponent.
Yeah.
But
Steve,
I'm a stand-up too, and I've done 2 specials. I've been on Kevin Hart's special. I think if you don't have that.
But some guys don't.
They don't have it like zero. I think they're lying.
He's right. Some don't have it. No,
they don't care.
Some people don't.
They don't care.
Who are those guys that don't get nervous for a big?
I don't know. I've been around him. I mean, a good example is like Chuck Liddell when he would fight. John Halcombe would say he just doesn't get nervous.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get nervous. But I've always been that way. So
Pat, do you get nervous ever? Like you speak on massive stages. You don't get nervous on podcasts. I already know that. But even when you go on stage and you're speaking in front of big audiences,
I don't know. I don't know if I do at this phase. I don't know if I do at this phase.
So that settles it. I guess he's not a great one.
Yeah. No,
it's Mr. Mediocre, 100 millionaire over here.
But I would tell you there are certain times you may, depending on what the climate is. But I want to go back to your announcement. So Mug Club is coming back.
Yep.
That's exciting. When we shared a video today, the tweet, all that stuff, everybody was like, when is it coming back?
March 20th.
Yeah. So people are dying for that. The fact that that's coming back, that's big news. The question I want to ask from you is,
can I specify one thing too at Mug Club, because we had so many people who signed up at mugclubforever.com, and I know that some people had signed up, and so then we had this contract up, and so we left. So we want to make sure they're not shortchanged. So if you have signed up at mugclubforever.com, check your spam folder. Tomorrow you're going to get a code to pre-order and get a bunch of free time and free months to honor kind of what you're left.
Gerald, do we have a link to put down there in chat, in description, so people can go to? Is there a link to it or no?
Mugclubforever.com.
Okay, let's put that in the chat and description and comment, Rob. All three, so they can get it. And maybe every 30 minutes, just drop it in there so they can get it as well.
Yeah, like Ron Popeil.
So let's go back to this. Here's kind of what I want to do with the audience, and some of the question that maybe I have with the whole thing with Daily Wire and yourself, and prior to going,
I don't know
who
this guy is.
We'll talk about current events. We'll talk about some of that stuff. But Daily Wire.
Who is this guy?
The question that kept coming up, Stephen, was, whether it's Candace came out and said, I wanted to find out what he had to say, or Ben Shapiro came out, this is how negotiation works. If you don't like it, you go back and forth. So how many times did you guys go back and forth until it was like, okay, you did a video, you didn't mention the company's name, everybody's trying to kind of guess who it is, but most people kind of knew it was Daily Wire that you were talking about, and then they came out, Jeremy went through the contract, one by one, and then you responded. Then there's the recording, then there's this, and then it was like, hey, Candace comes out, Jordan Peterson tweet, delete, all this stuff that's going on, right? But the question
it's like the world's biggest high school, I get it.
But the question for me is, how many conversations did you guys have up until the point where it's like, we're not doing this?
Yeah. So, I mean, and not to rehash like all that stuff, because look, I think people now kind of know, like, you make your decision, and I love Jordan Peterson, like Andrew, like I'm still friends with a lot of people over there. The issue there was never, look, the issue I always had was, and I said, take me off the table because it wasn't going to be a fit. The issue was with other people. The primary issue, you never heard me talk about money. And I know as a business guy, there's probably like nails on a chalkboard, but it's, you can't penalize people. You can't put in 110% penalties on behalf of big tech. Literally 110% penalties. But primarily, if you have other kids who are coming up, like, you can't punish conservative content creators on behalf of big tech, saying not only do you have to be there, you have to be monetized, which on YouTube, right? That's a very different set of guidelines. Is basically don't say anything offensive ever. All I can say is there was never anything that we went over that involved that being eliminated. Like, that was a sticking point. Like, okay, get rid of that. No, that doesn't happen. And so we decided, okay, we're going to go on our way and do it. Now we're focusing on what it is that we can do, what it is that we can change, and bringing in other people.
So from the beginning of the conversation series until decision was made, is that like 5 weeks, 2 months, 3 months? Is there like a
months?
Okay, good. So it's not like it was because some people are thinking, hey, we're out of here, we're done, first offer. I can't believe you're doing this. I'm blasting you public. Okay, so that's good to know. That's between you and them. You guys can, that's a conversation between you and the people you were working with.
Sure.
Here's the other question I got for you.
Yeah, the issue is when you don't see eye to eye, I'm like, look, take it off. Take me away.
Yeah.
The issue is the punishment on behalf of big tech. Or the issue is like, I've been demonetized for this long.
Yep.
That can be redlined and changed. Wasn't. So that's the issue. It's like, that was the issue as far as, okay, this isn't going to happen because of the big tech penalties. And I understand it too, by the way. Look, when you're in a war, and I mean that, we are in an ideological war. We really are. And we are at a potential tipping point in this country. You need different kinds of people. You need different battalions. And I get it that some people want to work within the platforms in order to change the platforms. Well, no one understands that more than me, because I've been there since, before there was monetization, actually. My brother was one of the first YouTube partners, I think in 2007, 2008, whenever they started it. But the issue is when the platform no longer allows you to speak truth. I'm not looking to be removed from YouTube. I've talked about that. And the people who we've signed, we want nothing to do with whether they are on YouTube or not. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's blood money. Like, and I don't mean it's blood money, but I mean, I don't want to have to influence someone to play ball with YouTube or Facebook, or tell them not to, if that's what they choose to do. The issue is when you have a platform like YouTube, like Facebook, that says, you know what, you can't say, for example, that there's myocarditis with young people, right? Or there could be potential adverse effects of the mRNA injection with young people. When they say you can't say that, we're going to suspend you, you are now no longer able to speak truth. So we'll use those platforms as long as they're available, provided that we're allowed to speak the truth. But when we get to the point, and we've had these conversations where we're like, well, you want to quote the CDC on the flu deaths today? He's like, well, you want to be suspended for another 2 weeks? Or, hey, do you want to have Kerry Lake, who's currently running for governor? It's like, well, we're going to be suspended and miss the election stream that night. And we just decide to let the cards fall where they may. It's reached that point, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's okay. So I understand that. So then the question will be the following: is it fair to say that like if you were to say right now, who are the top, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 conservative media companies out there? You got Fox, you got Daily Wire. Who else would you put out there? Would you put Blaze as one of them as an option?
I don't know. I don't have access to their financials. It's a question I couldn't answer.
So let's put aside the financials. Let's say influence. I guess let's just measure it by influence that you and I can see. Who would you put as?
Like PragerU?
PragerU is a nonprofit.
That's part of Daily Wire.
And they're part of Daily Wire now. I'm talking more like CNN, MSNBC. You got whoever they have on the other side.
You're talking eyeballs. You're talking views. You're talking clout.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, if I say who are the biggest podcasters today, not political at all. Okay, you got Rogan, you got Impulsive, you got whoever, call her that, all these things they see, not necessarily political. You can say these are the most influential ones, right? Within the conservative side, who would you say are
posting a community post
most influential media companies today? I mean, Fox is on there.
Yeah, you name them. I mean, if people consider them, conservative, you'd have Fox on there. You'd have Daily Wire on there. You'd probably have like a Red State Town Hall. Salem is a big one.
Okay, yeah. Very familiar with them.
I don't know. I mean,
KRLA's with Salem, right? KRLA's with Salem, KKLA's with Salem.
They have like Red State Town Hall, a lot of radio stations, so they're really big.
You know why I'm asking a question? I'm asking a question because I don't know if there's enough of them. That's what I'm asking.
I think, that's the point.
Yeah. So if there isn't enough of them, so you guys, if I can get this, if I can get it right, you're planning on building a conservative media platform, recruiting other talent to come in under your umbrella.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but it's a different approach.
Yeah.
And perfect. This is why it's different. Is I don't need to do it. Right. So this is and Ben I've known for a very long time. I think Ben is the best at what he does. Certainly among them. You'd have like Mark Levin's up there. Of course, at one point like Rush Limbaugh.
Yep.
But Ben didn't do that until Daily Wire happened. Before that, he was working at other places like Breitbart and Truth World. The issue is when all these companies do it the same way, right? It's the same. It's people talking about news, and that's fine. But at a certain point, you have to ask if it's by design. Now, here's the thing. It's because these companies need people to do that in order to, and look, I can tell you this, when I was working at Fox News for like 4.5 years, Change My Mind was something that was pitched to every major publisher. Talked about this. It was
hell yeah.
At Fox News. And people said that will never work.
Thank you.
Will never work.
I agree.
People want 4 or 5 minutes.
Check
they
out my
want it
community
snappy, right? They want quadrant view.
Sure.
One time I think I was on with Lanny Davis, or might have been Doug Schoen on Fox News. They had this in this quadrant view. I was getting in trouble. I'd always get called into the second floor. But we're
shocking.
We're in the same room, and they have us on these quadrant views. I'm like, well, why is he doing? I'm right there.
Here I am.
And so at the end of the segment, I think it was Lanny Davis. I was like, hey, Lanny, high five. And I reached into his quadrant.
So funny.
And they were like, you can't do that because people like it to seem really international. I was like, I don't really know if that's what people necessarily want. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go out and do a comedy show, which they said conservatives don't really like comedy this way at that point in time. They said, you can't do what? You're going to sit down with random people to have conversations for an hour unedited, 2 hours? I said, yeah. I remember when I pitched it as a book, although at that point, the term social justice warrior didn't exist or triggered. So the term I used was American idiot, because Green Day was big at this point in time. And I separated between them and sort of the modern leftist. And they said, no, the only thing we can sell to conservatives is the doomsday books. And it's not a bad book, but the Obama Blueprint was a really big book at that time. They said, do you have anything like this? And I said, well, that's not me. So I don't need to do, we can do Muckham and do our show, right? Matter of fact, we'd be more profitable just doing that. But providing a platform for people who aren't looking to make it big in the conservative space, but particularly people, you'll see with the people who we sign and the names of someone who's done comedy. You're Adam, and you're Vinny. Yeah. Sorry, I almost said Adam. People who can be who they are and reach a different group of people. There's a reason too. The conservative demographic it's quite literally dying off, unfortunately. And it's very lucrative to sell them certain kinds of messaging, certain kinds of content. I don't mean immoral, but when people are precluded from reaching them, there are a lot of people out there like me, like Jill, like our audience. The average viewer is a 20-something, 30-year-old college-educated male. They're not tuning into Fox News. They're not tuning into a lot of, AM radio, but they are tuning into what we do because it's a comedy show. And I don't mean a comedian who does a show. And that's right. Like a lot of comedians, they'll host podcasts. It's not a comedy show.
Exactly.
This is an entertainment show. And the reason we had to go and do it on our own was that's never going to work. And then every time you sit at that side of the table, whether it's Fox, whoever it is, they go, can we change it so that you can fit into the box this way? Because that's our box. And we want to do the opposite. We don't have to do it. We can say, what's your box? What is it that you are? Let's give you the opportunity to let your freak flag fly.
So I want to go on this. I want to go a little bit more on this, but I want to quickly, the question I want to ask you in a minute here is, you're right, you don't have to do it, but you are a voice. You do have a massive following, and there is a niche, there is an emptiness that we need somebody to do it. Great if you're going to do it, and what's the structure going to be different? And then you made a comment about Fox. You said some would call Fox a conservative. That's some would take that as a dig, but I want to come back to this here in a second.
When I say that, I mean,
let me just do it quick. Today's sponsor is Goldco. Okay, let me take.
That's the rest of it. Okay. Sweet. Actually, never watched this yet.
Listen, you can walk wherever you want.
I'm telling you to stay back.
You can walk wherever you want, sir.
I'm telling you to stay back.
You don't intimidate me at all.
Oh,
you have a bad attitude. No, you don't.
I know you're trying to make money off this on YouTube, so.
Very professional, Lieutenant. And I say that with all sarcasm in the world.
If you trespass again, after I asked you to leave,
okay.
You'll be arrested.
So I have $90 here.
He pulled the old Johnny 5-0 on him.
Hey, what's up, guys? The Long Island Audit here. Back again with another video.
Let's turn up the speed
today
a little bit.
We're at the Danbury Superior
Talk so
Court
slow.
here in Danbury.
Why is it calling me
We're
so
here
slow?
today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it.
Let's do this.
All right, guys, so let's take a look around.
We'll jump to that spot. Videos. I don't want to watch stuff down. I don't know why that automatic download shit even exists. All right, here we go.
The publicly accessible areas here. As always, we want to be on the lookout for restricted area signs. Our intent is not to trespass into any restricted areas. Just peacefully exercise our rights in the publicly accessible areas. There goes our friendly reminder. They're always reporting and watching.
Hey, what's up?
The people.
Big guy.
Is always watching us, ladies and gentlemen.
Good to see you.
What is the
That's
problem?
funny. He pays a $90 fine
with
with coins.
And watch them back. Where's the transparency? Where's the accountability? I had nothing much over here. Doesn't seem to be anything else. Hey, how are you? How you doing today, sir?
You with judicial?
I'm sorry?
Are you with judicial?
Am I with who?
A judicial employee?
A judicial employee? No, I'm not. Are you? What's your name, sir? Giovanni?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir. My name is Sean.
Okay, Sean.
No, I'm not with the judicial branch. No.
Okay. So this is a private area.
This is a private area here?
Yeah.
What makes it private?
It's the lockup. This is where the prisoners
is. Is it locked? It's not locked up or anything. Okay. There's no sign saying that it's restricted or.
It is. It's the front entrance for employees only.
Employees only where? Here?
Yes.
I didn't see any signs that said employees only, sir.
Where did you come in? Which way did you come in?
Oh, that doesn't matter. But either way, I didn't see any employees only signs anywhere I came in. That's for sure. I was on the lookout for them too. Didn't want to go into any restricted areas, so I wanted to make sure that there was. This right here is a restricted area.
Yes.
How is it restricted?
Train engine. What's that mean? I listened to that last one you sent me on the way in today.
It's employees only. Are you a judicial employee?
No, I'm not a judicial employee. I told you my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just working on the story. No, I'm not a judicial employee, sir.
All right. So, as it is right now, I have to call one of the marshals.
Oh, you can call whoever you need to call. So that's fine. No, 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 no. No, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm taking some pictures and video. For sure, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hear you. So this gentleman here said, that is your right to film. I just work here. Hey, did you talk to who need to talk to, sir?
Yeah, the chief's gonna be coming out.
Oh, the chief marshal's coming out for this branch here, for the district?
Well, for this courthouse.
For this courthouse, yeah, for this judicial district, the GA3. Yeah, sure. That's not a problem with me. I don't mind. Hey, how you guys doing today?
You cannot be back here. Secure area.
What about it is secure? Can I get your names and badge numbers, please?
24-1.
We can't start with your names.
Come to the Sally Port, please. This is for staff only. That's private.
Yeah. Can I get your names and badge numbers, please?
No, it's not actually. No.
I can't get your name and badge number. Why?
I'm not giving you any information. You're gonna talk to my
Francisco. And your name, sir? Can I get your name? Mitchell? Nice to meet you, Mitchell. Yeah, what about this area is restricted? It doesn't say any. I was on the lookout for any restricted area signs or anything. I'm just trying to have came out to have a conversation with me, sir. I'm just trying to have a conversation back. I'm not listening. I'm trying to ask you I'm trying to have a conversation with you, sir. That's all. You're telling me it's restricted, but
Tell me that you're gonna talk to my boss.
Who's your boss?
You'll find out in 2 seconds.
Okay, no problem. There's no need to be hostile in any way. I mean, you are. You're a public servant. You're embarrassing. Yes, you are, sir. You're embarrassing you're embarrassing the marshal service by not identifying. What's the problem with identifying to a member of the public? I don't see what's the big deal there. Just cordial and polite as a public servant to say, hi, my name is Francisco.
Yep. I got you.
Nice to meet you, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
That's good.
Beautiful day.
It's warm out here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It's
a beautiful day. Who is it? Is this your boss?
Yep.
Who is he? He doesn't look like the chief marshal.
Ask him.
Okay. Maybe he'll identify himself to me, unlike you, right?
My name's right here.
I know, but be careful, sir. You might fall down the hill. What about this area? What about this area is restricted? So there's no restricted area signs or anything of that nature.
Restricted area signs up top.
No, there's not.
Restricted areas at the gate.
No, there isn't. There is no restricted area sign, sir. There isn't.
I know you're trying to make money off this on YouTube, so
no, not at all.
Follow our orders and
but they're not lawful orders because you don't have any. There's
a restricted area.
You can't just make it restricted. It's not restricted. I came here through an open public sidewalk, sir. Can I get your name and can I get your name and title, please?
This is a private parking lot.
It's not a private parking lot, sir. It's
Barney from Half-Life.
Be private.
It's private.
Can I get your name and title, please, sir?
You have my name.
What's your name? I don't know what your name is. You keep walking away from me.
Because you're not listening. Let's go.
Sir, I'm just asking for your name and title.
I'm telling you you're in a restricted area.
I am not. You cannot just make a restricted area. You cannot make a publicly accessible area restricted just because it's me. It is.
Are there gates at the entrance that block people?
There's a public sidewalk that lets you come right into this area, sir. From the public parking lot. This is also a public parking lot, sir.
This is not a public parking lot. This is a private parking lot.
I would just like to know who you are.
The area.
What is the issue here, sir?
The issue is that you're just trying to scam people out of money on YouTube.
I'm trying to scam people.
They give you money, and you just keep doing things to aggravate people.
I'm not trying to aggravate you, sir. I'm trying to have a polite conversation with you.
To aggravate everybody.
I'm not. I'm really not. You're the one that's trying to kick me out of a public area, sir. I don't want to cause any trouble. That's your narrative.
You've been told.
That's your narrative. I'm not trying to cause any trouble.
This is my birthplace.
Okay, so this
See that
is.
van right there?
I am a
That's for
taxpayer.
inmates.
Okay.
That's for inmates. It's a
You're
secure
not a
area.
taxpayer in the state of Connecticut.
Oh,
You
for
pay
sure
no
I am.
taxes to the state.
For sure, I paid taxes to the state of Connecticut before. Of course I did. I've been out here for a long time. You don't think I paid sales tax, gas taxes?
You need to leave this restricted area.
Sir, I just want to. Can you show me where it's a restricted area?
You've been told several times that you
I
need
just
leave
want
this
to
area.
know what's the restricted
You
area.
have been told
It's
several
not a
times.
restricted. Are you just restricting it because it's me?
No, it's restricted to everybody.
Yeah, just call the state police. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
Yeah.
How is this a restricted area if there's no restricted area signs?
Area because you are not an employee. It's
Look,
for
there's
employee parking only.
there's a sidewalk over there. Be reasonable,
I
sir. Look,
understand
there's a
there's a sidewalk
sidewalk
over
to
there.
come right here.
Nobody is bothering you because you came down here. What we're telling you is that you're in a restricted area and you need to leave, and you're not following those orders.
But you can't just make it restricted just because it's
I
me.
can make anything restricted I want here because this is a restricted area. This is a staff parking lot that you are not.
I'm not
supposed to be
parking.
in.
I'm not
I
parking.
didn't tell you you're not parking. You are not supposed to be in this area. You are refusing to leave the area.
Sir, I'm not breaking any laws. I know that. I'm not breaking any
You are
laws.
trespassing at this point.
I'm
You have
not.
been told
I
to
am
leave,
I am
and you
engaging
are
in a
trespassing.
constitutionally protected activity. I'm gathering
You're
content
not
for my
doing
story.
anything with the Constitution.
Yes, I
That's a
am.
load of crap.
No, yeah, that's what you
It has
think.
nothing to do
That's
with
what you
the
think.
Constitution. It has something to do with you making money on
Okay.
it. Don't stop kidding.
What's your Lieutenant Mator?
Yep.
Lieutenant Mator. You're very professional, Lieutenant. And I say that with all sarcasm in the world. Hey,
This is a
yeah,
restricted
call
area.
the
You
state
need to
police.
leave.
Go ahead. Is the chief available? Hey, Chief, how are you? How you doing, Chief? So I'm just taking a walk. I came through a publicly accessible sidewalk over here. There's no signs that deems this restricted in any way.
You're being informed right now that this is an employee lot. If you made an error and didn't know that, that's fine. You're welcome to go up the public area and film all you want, but you cannot film the employee area.
But what about this area is restricted? How are you restricting it? Just you're restricting it just because it's me. That's
no. This is an employee lot.
But I'm not parking,
making it
sir.
clear to you right now, you can't be in the employee lot.
But there's no signs. You're restricting it just because of me.
I'm informing you right now.
You're
So
tailoring a policy
sir,
just to violate my rights
No,
as
I'm
me
not
and
violating
specifically.
any rights.
You know who I am. You said Mr. Reyes.
I do know
right?
who you are.
Okay, so you're making this policy just specifically because I am
anybody
here.
That comes in our lots. It's
Then
not
why wouldn't you put up
tailored
signs?
to
Yes,
you.
it is specifically tailored to me because you're
not.
specifically telling me that I
Sir,
can't use a public
You're
sidewalk.
welcome to go up there.
That I can't
record
use a
all you
public
want.
sidewalk, sir. All I'm doing is going
There's
using
no
a.
public
There's a
sidewalk
public
back there.
sidewalk. Yes,
There's no
that's how I
public
got here. Yeah,
Go
that's
up
how
to
I
the-
got here.
Yes, to go up to the.
But there's no signs that say warning, do not enter into any restricted areas or anything. I was on.
right now. I'm informing you
But
right
how
now.
do you have the
I'm
authority to make this a
informing-
restricted area?
You're right. I don't make it a restricted area. I'm enforcing it. Sir,
But who
I
made
need
it
you
an
to-
restricted area,
I
sir?
need you to go up to the lot.
I just want to
need
know
you
who
go
made
up
it a
to the
restricted
top lot.
area. I need to know whose authority is behind making
I'm
this.
the authority asking you to go up to the public.
But you
lot.
don't
That's
you don't
what
have
I'm
authority. It's public. This is public property, sir.
I have a duty to enforce.
And enforce
Mr.
what, sir?
Reyes,
There's no
Mr. Reyes.
signs. There's no statute that
Mr.
makes this
Reyes,
that
are
makes
you
this
refusing
restricted.
to leave the lot?
Sir, there's
I'm
no
making it
signs.
very clear. I'm making it very clear to you that you cannot be in the employee lot. You are welcome to go 30 feet up there and record from up there all you want. Right where that is. That lot right there is publicly accessible today because there is no jury here. You are welcome to film up there. You cannot film in the employee lot.
But there's no
It's
restricted areas.
It's restricted. It's restricted to employees only.
But what authority do you have?
I'm asking you, are you refusing to go up there? Are you refusing to leave the employee lot? Because if you're refusing to leave, you're going to be trespassing back here.
But I don't know if you have the authority to trespass me from public.
I'm informing you very
But just
clearly.
you're saying you have the authority.
I'm informing you.
Are you a law enforcement
what's gonna
officer?
happen. Sir, I need you to go film up there.
Can I ask you one question?
Sir,
Are you a law
I
enforcement
need-
officer?
Talk to me up here. We'll go.
Sure, we'll
I'll
take a
talk to
walk.
you
We'll
all you
take
want.
a walk. Are you we'll take a walk. Come on. Let's walk and talk. Are you a law enforcement officer, sir?
Up there, please.
I'm asking a simple question. I need to know.
I
I
told
need
you
to
I'd
know
be
who
happy
you
to talk to
are.
you where you can film. You know who I am. You just use my name.
You're the chief of
Mr. Reyes,
you're the
please.
chief of the marshals
Mr.
here, but I don't
Reyes,
know
Mr.
what
Reyes,
type of.
I'm gonna escort you up to the top.
Just
You
don't
go
touch me,
in.
okay?
Well, I'm
Don't
asking
touch
you
me.
to go.
I
and
need to
you're
know who
not
you
moving.
are. You need to relax. You've been escalating the situation from the beginning, and you need to relax. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no need for that.
Mr. Reyes.
I'm
Come on,
walking,
Mr.
but don't
Reyes.
touch me. Don't
All
touch
right.
me.
Well,
I'm
I
walking.
need you to go then.
I'm walking.
I need you to go then.
But you don't.
Thank
You're not even a law enforcement officer, are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to have a conversation with you up there.
But I need to
I'll
know what
answer
authority you
all
have.
your questions up there, sir.
I need to know what authority you have, though.
All your questions up there. happy to answer as long as you're listening. To
Why the blurring? I don't understand the blurring.
Yeah. The same walk I took to get in here.
Go up to the Go back to the right to the lot that you excuse me, the walkway that you referred to.
But you're making this restricted just because I'm here.
No, I'm making it strict because it's an employee area.
Your policies have to be narrowly tailored.
Always.
Did you not watch the court video?
It's always
the judge explains this.
Area.
It's not a restricted area.
It's always been.
But by what standard? By what standard?
Not moving, then
by what standard? By what standard?
Sir, come on.
By what policy? Can you show me the policy?
Sir,
I'm moving. Don't touch me.
You're not moving.
I am moving. Don't
You're
touch
not
me.
moving.
I'm moving.
You're in a restricted area. Please, Mr.
I'm not,
Rice.
and am I not moving?
Yes, but
Okay.
you're doing it intentionally in a way to.
You're doing this intentionally.
I am. I'm asking you to leave the lot.
I'm walking.
Okay.
I need to know what your authority is to make me leave. I think we should call the state police and see if they have the authority here, not you.
You mean to the pig, right?
I mean, it's just true.
Yeah.
They're law enforcement.
Okay.
Touch me.
You're here to protect the
Respond
judges
instantly.
and
Twitch.
the people inside. I'm not a threat to anyone. You know that.
Okay.
You do know that. You got a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Real bad one.
You know what your opinion means?
Real bad one. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Because what are you going to do if I don't? What are you going to do? You specifically. What are you going to do?
I'm good. I'm good.
Liability. That's what you call liability. Cost the taxpayer a bunch of money. Look, do you want to see the sidewalk here?
I know this.
I wonder why they're
So that's
blurring
how I
out
got
certain
here.
parts of it. I don't get this.
So I'm asking
So
you.
what?
It's
What
just
about
weird.
this?
Publicly accessible.
Sometimes the faces
What
aren't
about
blurred.
this?
Sometimes they are.
Okay,
I mean,
but what
what
about
is going on?
Any publicly accessible
But
area?
what about? Do you have law enforcement authority?
Yes, I do, sir.
You have law enforcement authority.
I can make an arrest right now if I need to. Yes.
I don't know if that's true.
I thought you were well versed on Connecticut general statutes.
I am, but I think you're. I don't know if you're outside. You're allowed to.
Okay.
I don't know if outside you're allowed to.
Okay.
Let's call the state police. I need to speak to the
I don't
state
need
police.
to call the state police.
You do. They're law enforcement.
Why do
You're
I need to
violating
call-
my constitutional
why do I need
rights.
to call the state police?
Because you're violating my constitutional rights.
So you have.
So I need to tell you. So wait, this has to be clear. Then you could go do whatever you got to do. If I go out to this parking lot, are you going to arrest me?
I'll ask you again one more time, and if you.
I need to know. No. Please, just tell me.
I don't want to go into semantics here.
No,
I want
not
you to
semantics.
just-
It's
so-
yes
so
or no.
You are clear.
Am I going on? If I go on the parking lot, are you going to arrest
You
me?
are clear right now of the rules that I'm asking you, right? You are very.
I need to
clear.
know.
You are very clear. of
What's
what
so hard? If you're going to arrest
you
me, you're
are
going to
very
arrest me.
clear.
You said you have arrest powers.
You are very clear of what is being asked of you.
I
correct?
understand,
You're
sir.
Very clear.
Yeah. So
if you
I'm
were to
asking
do
you.
things that I'm not asking you to do.
I don't know what authority you have as a law. I don't know if you're a law enforcement officer or not. I don't know who you
I
are.
just told you.
What authority do you
I'm a
have to
peace
remove me from
officer by
public?
the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, you're a peace
Appointed.
officer.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So
if you
I'm
look up the
asking you as a
Connecticut
peace
general
officer.
statute, I have the ability
Okay.
to arrest and detain you.
So I'm asking you, number one, am I detained?
No, right now you are not.
Number two, if I go back onto this public property, are you going to arrest me?
We're not dealing in what ifs, Mr. Reyes.
Okay. I need to know for the lawsuit. I need to know.
Mr. Reyes,
I have to hold you
informed
accountable.
You can hold me accountable.
So
from the
so
publicly
guess what? So I don't know if you're gonna.
accessible
So
areas
you're saying that you're not going to arrest me then, because you're saying you're not. You're saying you're not going to arrest me.
Going to arrest you.
I need to know.
If I am telling you not to go on this property, because
Is
you're
that a
not allowed-
lawful order?
This is an employee lot.
Okay,
It's
let
a
me try this
restricted
another way,
area.
sir.
I want to really explain this.
Yeah,
to you
It's not a restricted
so
area.
that you
Look,
understand.
so everybody could see there is no restricted
It's
area
not
signs here.
restricted by a
This
gate
is
or
publicly
anything, but it
accessible
is
area.
An employee parking area.
But what does
you're
that
not
mean? I'm
allowed
not
to.
parking.
Right. So
It doesn't say I'm not allowed to. You're tailoring this.
Parking.
Can you call the
Has
state police?
nothing to
Because
do.
you I don't
Mr.
know.
Reyes, if
I wonder if he,
you need to call the state police, you are more than welcome.
No, because you're not. You need to understand that you can't just make policies that are narrow, that are
Wonder if
tailored
people
towards
think it
me.
is one of the
Any
most
policy.
tyrannical
You are.
countries.
Then what's the policy that this is not
I'm
open to the public?
enforcing this. It's an employee parking area. That is a public parking area for today's purposes only.
You saw what happened in the courtroom. Guess what? I'll do it all over again. I don't care.
Mr. Reyes,
You know what?
I told you I'd have a
Are you going to arrest me or
conversation
not?
with
Are you
right?
going to arrest me or not? Because
Mr.
I'm going to go
Reyes,
about my constitution protected business because I don't want to go through this again. If you arrest me, it is what it is. So are you going to arrest me or not?
I don't want to arrest you now.
Okay. Are you going to arrest? I'll beat it just like I beat everything else. So just, I know my rights. I know my rights. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not breaking the law. This is not a restricted area. What policy, whose authority are you trespassing me from this open to the public property?
No one's
I have a
asking.
right, a constitutional right.
It's a restricted area.
It's
because
not
an
though. You
employee
cannot just
present
make it
area.
restricted just because Mr. Reyes is here.
I mean, he is doing it for
Yes,
the
you
Not the
money.
do.
only person that we
But
remove
so
from the
what?
slot
I
on
don't
quite a
know that.
regular basis. I know you don't. You don't need to.
I don't know that.
No. Look,
I need to know if you. I need to know if you're going to arrest me. There has to be a specific
I'm
thing.
not dealing in what ifs with you, Mr. Reyes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go about my business then, and then
Don't.
I have no warnings from you that I'm
I have
trespassing.
told you multiple times not to return onto the employee lot. I've told you that. Regardless of whether you have
Well,
a
I think you're wrong.
Regardless of whether you have a camera,
Impact
I
climate.
said you were welcome to film here. I told you I'd give you an explanation here.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
Hey, Pam.
I think you're wrong because I have a constitutional right. This is publicly accessible.
They are.
I have a right to film. I'm not bothering anybody. There's no security threat here.
Just
You know who I am.
well, if they just started 3 people, so if one of those don't work out,
Isn't the publicly
that's yours,
accessible
man.
area? What is so restricted about this area here? And your marshals, let me talk to you about them too. This lieutenant, and this marshal over here, completely unacceptable behavior. They're judging me off the bat because I went to trial here. They're judging my intentions. They're being very rude and condescending towards me from the get-go. Is that how you train your officers here?
I wasn't down here, Mr. Reyes. I know how I dealt
And
with
you'll
you
see it.
today.
And you will see it. And you know you will. You'll see it. You guys know who I am. You guys know I'm not breaking the law. I took it all the way to trial and I'll do it again. I'll do it right in the same courtroom. I don't care, with the same judge. The same corrupt judge who's a special prosecutor, who's the president of the Connecticut State Prosecutions Union. I'll do it again. So the problem with you telling me this is a restricted area is that where does it start? You don't have any type of, you have no guidance on where these things start. Is it on the dirt? Is it on the gravel? Is it on the what? You have no authority.
So the distinction you're looking for is the distinction I gave you.
Who gave you this authority? Who told you? No, but I'm asking who gave you as the chief constable here, as the chief marshal, excuse me, the chief marshal here, who gave you the authority to trespass me? Are you the caretaker of this facility? Are you the custodian of this facility?
You're more than welcome to film.
Are you the custodian of this facility, sir?
Mr. Reyes, you have my answers.
No, I don't. Are you the custodian of this facility? Do you have authority to restrict access to members of the public who are exercising the rights? Do you have that authority, sir?
Mr. Reyes,
I'm asking. It's a simple question, sir. I'm really just asking a simple question. Are you the custodian of this facility here?
Mr. Reyes, you have my answers, sir.
You never answered me though. You never answered me.
I enforce what I have to enforce.
But what are you enforcing? That's my. You're not enforcing the law. You're not enforcing any policies that I'm aware of. Who? Did a judge give you this authority to say that this is a restricted area? Because it's not. As you can see, it's publicly accessible for everybody to see. And they're gonna play this in the trial too. You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. You're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do. It is what it is, man. It makes no sense. So I could walk all on this curb over here, and no one would, and it wouldn't be an issue, right? Because I'm not in the parking lot.
Sir, if you walk to the sidewalk at the front of the building, take a left, and go to the entrance to this parking lot.
Doesn't say it's a restricted area. But yeah, for a car.
But it's an employee parking lot.
Yeah, for parking. I'm not parking, sir. I'm not parking.
It's just restricted because of the employee parking lot.
But what makes it? Is there a restricted area sign there?
Do you want the building owner to build a cage around it to keep people out with a fence?
I mean, some type of notice that it's a restricted area would be great. You don't have to build a cage, but if it's a restricted area, it's a restricted area because then somebody has to make that policy. You know what I mean? Your chief can't just say this is restricted because he thinks it's restricted. There has to be somebody with like a chief judge, right? A chief judge could probably make this area restricted, but it hasn't been made restricted. So that's my whole point, is that
I had a house and my garage doors open. There was no trespassing sign. Does that still make able to come?
well, that's private property. This is public property. Is there a difference? That's my only thing is that there's a difference between public and private property. That's all. I don't see the issue of taking some pictures and video. I'm not a threat to anything.
The sidewalk is here for the employees to get to their cars.
Okay, so that means publicly accessible. But there's no signs here. Like there could be a sign over here, and then by making it restricted now, what you're doing is, I'm not saying what you're doing, I'm saying in general. What's going on is that now you're making a policy, you're trespassing me, but there's no clear standing. I don't have no idea. How do I know that you guys even have authority to trespass me from this parking lot? I don't know that. You guys aren't typical law enforcement, right? Normally, when things like this happen, you guys call state police. I get it. In extreme circumstances, you can effect an arrest. I get that, but
Right. State police would come process.
exactly,
Process.
exactly. You can detain. You can detain me until state police arrives. That's what it is.
But our prison isn't necessarily it's a courthouse. And of course, the courthouse closes. It's a 24-hour building. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's open right now, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, let's take a walk around. Look how silly this rule is. We're not going to go on the parking lot. This lieutenant has a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude. A real bad attitude. Really.
Why? Because I realize that you're just scamming people for money.
Yeah, I know. You're scamming people right now. You're not doing anything. You collected a check.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to leave.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. You're scamming the taxpayers right now.
Yeah, that's what
You're protecting them from the big scary man with the camera. Yeah, what do you be inside what, on your phone? Come on, stop it. You'd be on, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Okay.
You're good. I got it.
I hope everybody that watches this video, all the people that know you're proud if you're acting this way.
I thought we agreed no puppies.
Ripped off? I don't receive anything. What do you mean? You are the story.
Doing nothing but annoying other people.
Who am I annoying? Did you come up to me? 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 Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you come up to me? Yes or no?
Were you told to leave?
Yes or no? Did you come up to me? Yes or no? I'm asking you a question. Did you come up to me? Yes or no?
Do not get into my space.
I'm not in your space. This is a public. Listen, you can walk wherever you want.
I'm telling you to stay back.
You can walk wherever you want, sir.
I'm telling you to stay back.
You don't intimidate me at all.
Oh,
you have a bad attitude. No, you don't.
No, I don't have a bad attitude.
You have a really bad
Why?
attitude.
Because I don't think you should.
He told you to leave. They need you over there. So the parking lot is restricted. Got it. So did you call the judge or anything? The chief judge? Do you have a chief judge here? Huh? Unrelated. But I'm trying to figure out. I need to know these things because that's how I filed the lawsuit against.
You need to know what?
I need to know that if I step on that pavement, are you going to arrest me?
If you
It's
trespass
simple.
again, after I asked you to leave, yeah,
Okay.
you'll be arrested.
I will be arrested. Great. There you go. You just signed, sealed, delivered the lawsuit against you. All right, guys. I have to go inside and file a motion. My motion right here. And also, today's the last day I could pay a fine. I got $90 right here, all in change. Let's go pay our fine, file our motion.
Hi, how may I help you?
Hi.
Look at this.
I'm here to pay a fine.
Okay. Last name?
Reyes.
Okay. 136.
136. So it's the $90 for the simple trespass infraction.
And then it's a fee and a surcharge. $11 fee and a $35 surcharge.
And what's that for exactly?
Those are just all itemized charges that can be added on.
So they really have no purpose.
Well, no, the fee is by statute.
Oh, by statute.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So just because they said so. Got it. All right. No problem. So I have $90 here. Because I thought it was going to be 90. So that's the $90. Hold on. So that's the $90, and then I brought some cash too, because I thought it was only going to be 90.
There's a maximum we can accept for deposit through the bank. So
What do you? But this is cash. This is what I have.
Oh, I know, but there's.
And I have to pay it by today,
I
or
know.
else I'll get in trouble.
You may have to go to the bank and get cash from them.
But this is cash. This is legal tender in the United States.
Oh, I know it is, but we can't through our courier service, the deposit, they can't accept that much.
Why? It's currency. I'm paying a fine.
It's Bank of America policy, they can't accept that much through the.
But I'm not paying Bank of America. I'm paying the state of Connecticut, right?
I understand that, but it has to be deposited through Bank of America, and it can, I think because of that, so that they can only accept a certain amount.
But I'm not paying Bank of America.
You're paying us.
I'm paying the state of Connecticut, yeah. Under duress. Because I'm being told to pay it. So I'm paying it, that's all. I mean, I have to pay it today or I'm going to get in trouble by the court. They're going to take my freedom again. You could just do a bunch of $10 bags, right? 9 of them.
2 hours later.
Okay, $54 is your change.
54.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's your receipt.
Oh, actually, that is mine. That is mine. Thank you. 54 and my receipt.
You are all set.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the Danbury Superior Court here in Danbury, Corrupticate. So it started off really shaky, big time. We were filming in the publicly accessible areas of the parking lot. There's a publicly accessible sidewalk into the employee parking lot.
I know it's a losing fight.
Threatened with
about this
arrest.
puppy
Our rights
thing, but
violated
I thought we said no
by the
puppies.
chief marshal here because apparently it's a restricted area. What authority does he have to make it restricted? He's only making it restricted because Sean Paul Reyes is here. So that is direct discrimination against me and my constitutional rights. He is not the custodian of this building, but he is a law enforcement officer with arrest powers. So he threatened to arrest me for simply engaging in a constitutionally protected activity. We exposed a lot of tyrant marshals here who are very ignorant, spoke to us with such disrespect for no apparent reason. It was completely insane. It made no sense whatsoever to speak to a member of the public like that. When you're a public servant, you should treat the public with some respect, not disrespect, not tyranny, not corruption, not threaten to arrest a peaceful journalist for engaging in a constitutionally protected activity in publicly accessible areas. But today is February 27th, and we also had to pay our $90 fine for simple trespass. Remember, we were found guilty in this very courthouse by Judge Charles Stango, the current president, according to.
I mean, do you think that she's attractive or no? Take another look at her.
We were all saying during that, like, I'm never going back to LA. Like, they're never going to let me back in. It's, you know, when I went back a couple weeks ago for the PragerU thing, I had a nice Italian meal at a place, something Mother Wolf or something. Really nice pasta over there. The meatballs were delicious, but I'm pretty sure I can never go back. But anyway, these comedians.
Hey, No Name Coder, I do
comedians
have
are
one of
supposed to
your
fight
videos
for power.
downloaded. I was going to
Comedians are
play
supposed
too.
to tell you something true, but you
That's
can
cool.
see what Jimmy Kimmel's doing there. He has to atone for his past sins.
Thanks a lot for coming by.
By praying to their modern golden calf, right? And he's not the only one. Jon Stewart, and this one's kind of disappointing. I interned at The Daily Show in 1999. I had a couple decent interactions with Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, although I think in his heart of hearts, he's probably just a decent liberal, but he has been whacked out and broken by the woke machine. And here he is relentlessly and in the most smug. I mean, watch this. I could not be this smug if I tried. In the most smug, condescending tone, going after an Oklahoma state senator. His name is Nathan Dahm. I don't know why he agreed to do this show. Like, you got to know you're being set up the entire time. But John thinks that drag shows for kids are very, very important. We've got to support drag shows for kids. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Jon Stewart, if you're watching. You've never taken your kid to a drag show. And I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if you have sons or daughters, but I'm pretty sure if your son came home and said he was a girl, you'd be pretty pissed about it. But somehow you think that drag shows for kids are great, and you got to mock the people who are trying to do something about it.
You want to ban drag show readings to children?
To minors, yes.
Why?
Why?
What are you protecting?
Why can we prohibit children from voting, those under 18 from voting?
Why are you
But
banning
also that?
Is that free speech? Are you infringing on that performer's free speech?
They can continue to exercise their free speech, just not in front of a child.
Why?
Because the government does have a responsibility to protect.
I'm sorry?
The government does have a responsibility in certain instances to
What's the
protect children.
leading cause of death amongst children in this country? And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not drag show readings to children.
Correct, yes.
So what is it?
I'm presuming you're going to say it's firearms.
No, I'm not going to say it like it's an opinion. That's what it is. It's firearms. More than cancer, more than car accidents. And what
No,
you're
it's
telling
not.
me is you don't mind infringing free speech to protect children from this amorphous thing that you think of. But when it comes to children that have died, you don't give a flying fuck to stop that because that shall not be infringed. That is hypocrisy at its highest order.
John, you are a hack at the highest order. Like he's unbearable. I don't even know what to say about him. I think Jimmy Kimmel might be more likable than Jon Stewart at this point. First off, the guy should not have gone on the show. No one should be falling for these things anymore, right? Like it's so obvious. But you know, John,
What's going?
Infringing on someone's rights related to drag shows and kids. Do you think it's okay to show porn to children? Like, obviously you don't. So this isn't purely a First Amendment free speech issue. The government, unless
Hey,
you're
Jesse.
an anarchist, I guess maybe you're a complete
Wes.
anarchist, John, and you believe that the government has no role, no responsibility when it comes to absolutely anything. But as I often say about this drag show children thing,
I don't agree
why
with
is
it,
it that they
but
simply want to do
consenting
this for
adults,
kids?
they can do what they
Why
want.
is it that drag
Keep
shows are
kids
not
out of
happening
this
at the annual actuary conference? We know that actuaries love having a good time. Just ask the accountants. Okay, why is it at the National Shoe Salesman event, you know, they don't have the drag queens, right? They only want to do this for kids. And why does he feel the need to defend it? No one's defending children getting shot. And we can all have a debate about how we would stop doing that. Now, John, of course, because he's a lefty and part of the
can't think of
machine,
any
his answer would
from
always
this
be to
office.
take
You
the
might want to try our
guns.
Dearborn office.
But of course, you know, generally good people with guns don't shoot a whole bunch of people. That's how it works. I thought we'd just give you a little bit more information on gun deaths, just because we've gone this far. Here's some info from the New England Journal of Medicine. The
And that's
CDC
absolutely
recently
wrong.
released
I've
updated
been doing it in
official
school.
mortality
Been doing it
data
in public
showed that
libraries where kids are.
45,222
Should be in adult clubs.
firearm-related deaths in the U.S. in 2020, a new peak. These new data show a sharp 13.5% increase in the crude
Your
rate
shit,
of
you know,
firearm-related
a bunch
deaths
of adults
from
want to get
2019
together and
to
watch all that
2020.
crap.
This change was
I
driven
don't give a fuck.
largely by firearm homicides, which saw a 33.4 increase in the crude rate from 2019 to 2020, whereas the crude rate of firearm
Will I ever be
suicides
in there?
increased by 1.1%. From 2019 to 2020, the relative increase in the rate of firearm-related deaths of all types, suicide, homicide, unintentional, and undetermined, among children and adolescents was at 29.5%, more than twice as high as the relative increase in the general population. I'll get into why I'm explaining all this in just a moment. In addition, drug overdose and poisoning increased by 83.6% from 2019 to 2020 among children and adolescents, becoming the third leading cause of death in that age group. This change is largely explained by the 110% increase in unintentional poisonings from 2019 to 2020. Let's just show you a chart here as well. Leading cause of death among children and adolescents in the U.S. from 1999 to 2020 was motor vehicle car crashes. 1999 to
Thanks for
2020.
coming by, though. I appreciate
Interesting.
you.
What happened in 2020? These crashes have been declining dramatically over the past 20 years. Firearm-related injuries were also declining until 2013, when they steadily began to rise. And then it spiked in 2020. So why is there some weird aberration in 2020? Do you think it has something to do with keeping kids at home and school lockdowns and making them afraid of the climate and viruses, and then sending them out to riot and not having an honest discussion about crime and domestic violence and child abuse and drugs, and then also the doom scrolling on Twitter and what the algorithms are doing to manipulate everybody? So I am not saying there isn't any issue at all related to, we'd all like less children to be killed by guns for sure. But if you think the answer is the government should just come in and take them, but okay, the gun thing is a completely separate issue. The point is, why is John paying service to the machine to go out there to defend drag queens for children? Why? I would ask you that question. Like, what is the answer? What is the answer? And then just like, I'm telling you guys, I have done some version of this show now for like 8 years, interviewing people, telling people what I think, everything else. Like the idea that I would ever sit with someone and be so smug and condescending to them, even if I had AOC on, let's say I had like the worst of the worst. If I had Bernie Sanders sitting across from me, or I had AOC or Ilhan Omar, any of the people that ideologically I am completely opposite of, if I had any of them sitting across from me, the truth is, the real truth, and I certainly hope you would believe me on this, is that I would treat them the same way I treat every other guest. I have had plenty of guests on who I did not agree on certain things. I have had Ben Shapiro on making his religious case against same-sex marriage, and we treated each other with respect, okay? I have debated abortion with plenty of people. I have debated death penalty with plenty of people. Taxes, all of the things. I can sit across from someone and treat them respectfully. The smug condescension that only a television Hollywood liberal could have at that perfect pitch that John does it with. It's just, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I'm saying he's worse than Jimmy Kimmel. It's absolutely incredible. But all right, let's find some other terrible people to talk about. Our press secretary, who is one of many LGBT members of the administration. We have more women and gays, and we got the whole thing than any other administration. Are any of them qualified? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Can any of these people get anything done? Does our transportation secretary know about transportation? Who cares? He's gay. Anyway, here's Corinne Jean-Pierre slamming Tennessee Governor Bill Lee because he's signing a law that will restrict children's drag shows. Now, again, they're not arresting drag queens. They are not saying, drag queens, you cannot do your drag shows at late night bars where you always have done them, or at other events for adults. We would just prefer you don't do these things for children because it's obviously a very hyper-sexualized event. And this is something that shouldn't be out there for kids. Like any sane person agreed on this 10 years ago. Anybody. But now the entire machine is going after anyone who dares speak out against it. Take a look.
Right now, you have a governor from Tennessee has decided to go after drag shows. What sense does that make, to go after drag shows? How is that going to help people's lives who are thinking about the economy, who are thinking about making sure their kids are going to be safe when they go to school, their communities are safe? But that's what he wants to focus on. So it's part of a larger pattern from elected officials who espouse freedom and liberty, but apparently think that freedom of speech only extends to people who agree with them. And that's what we're seeing from what's happening in Tennessee and other places as well.
I'm telling you guys, these people are all so deep in the lies, they cannot say anything true. Corinne Jean-Pierre, much like Jen Psaki and so many of these other people, they simply cannot utter one complete sentence that is true. All the conservatives,
I think it's starting to get more and more
just saying
confrontational,
enough
though.
is enough. You guys will not stop. You are a rebel force that will not
It's almost
stop.
it's
And
a
enough people are saying,
de-evolution.
hey, can we just go back to something that was semi-sane of 10 years ago? No one in their right mind would have said it is okay. I've been a couple times over the years to drag shows. First off, I never found them funny or interesting because most of them are just kind of hacky comedians making disgusting sexual jokes. Now, I don't know that all of them are doing that at these kids' things, but no one is coming for anyone's free speech. Go be a drag queen, say whatever you want, but just not in front of children. That's all that some of the states are doing. And I love how she somehow confuses this and, well, there are just regular people out there who want their children to be safe. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But note the overly emotional way that they do absolutely everything. Remember that video that we showed you last week of the teachers union president, Randy Weingarten, and she was standing in front of the Supreme Court, and she was very upset that the Supreme Court might not do what she wants. She wants debt to be wiped out because she needs the money to keep rolling in for the public schools and all those things because she's got a very cushy job, and somehow she's always in Ukraine hanging out. It's all very bizarre. But what did she do? She gets up there and she starts screaming, and her arms are flying all over the place, and she does all that. And then it's like a certain amount of people watch it and they go, oh, she's very emotional, so she must be right. That's what the left has really mastered. Oh, they're always screaming about things, so they must be right, because how else could you be so emotional about something? It's like a base level psychological trick. Anyway, here is, do we have a warning for the good people? Yeah. The View. We got to show you The View. Here's Whoopi, who once again, just want to say, loved her in Ghost. Molly, you in danger, girl. But Whoopi has lost. She is smoking too much weed. I've heard from insiders, by the way, that she shows up every day baked. That's what I've just heard. I'm just saying.
So?
Just heard. Anyway, here she is. And just, yeah, it's us. It's us that are the problem, not the wokesters. Okay, go, Whoopi.
This idea of woke, I'm going to say it again. Most of y'all were asleep.
Who are you speaking to?
I'm talking to all those folks that use that word woke all the time. Y'all were asleep. We were never asleep. We had to stay awake watching you. Okay? So you
The hell's
woke
that
up
mean?
and you thought, oh my God, there's lots of women running amok doing things they're not supposed to be doing. And
Yeah.
drag queens everywhere. And oh my God, people of color. You know, you always talk about
No.
snowflakes.
Didn't
Look
even
in
give
the
a shit about
mirror. Y'all can't seem to handle anything. You can't seem to handle competition from Democrats to Republicans. You can't seem to handle the discussions of why people feel the way they do.
Yeah.
Your idea is to get rid of everything. So stop calling us snowflakes.
Jesse,
Be nice, Dave. Try to be nice. All right. Do I even have to like?
As she's
comment on
melting.
that? Like, you guys have been started a war for children's minds and their bodies. You've tried to racialize everything. You want 5-year-olds watching Disney shows that will teach white people, white kids to be guilty by the color of their skin. You guys have done this. Now, finally, and we have to give Donald Trump some credit for this. Donald Trump
Rainbow
broke the
Hooligan.
thing.
Yeah, I
So
used to
people
love.
started seeing it. And then other people, culturally and politically, people start getting involved and start pushing back. That's all they're doing. That's all any of us are doing. And you might go, well, but Dave, maybe you're being a little over the top here. Maybe wokeness isn't that bad. Maybe there aren't a set of people who are truly brainwashed by all of this nonsense. Well, Clay Travis found this online. I thought this was incredible. This is the front page of the New York Times over the weekend. This is a front page article. Black equestrians plead for helmets that fit. And look at that girl there. That apparently that's a black girl. She looks white to me, but I'll go with it. Okay, maybe the ink on that particular copy was off a little bit. But she has giant dreadlocks, which I assume is some sort of cultural appropriation of Predator or something like that. And the entire
Predator.
article, guys, she's upset
No,
that her
Vikings.
dreadlocks don't fit into most helmets that people wear while riding horses, and that thus is proving what a racist nation we are. And then the coffee-drinking Sunday New York Times liberal reads it, and they go, my God, darling, did you hear this? This is absolutely extraordinary. There's a black woman who has dreadlocks, and that coffee's good. What's that? What kind of latte was that? Was that over $12? Well, however much money it costs is worth it. But can you believe this? This is systemic racism, darling. This poor woman who has many horses and who rides around, who seems to be doing quite well. I don't know how, despite the systemic, discrimination and racism of this country. And she's also on the front page of the New York Times. She needs a bigger helmet. Is there something we can do, darling? No, not give our own money. Can't we complain about it to somebody who might do something else about it? What accent is that? I turned them in, that was more of like a British aristocracy accent, but like, I think you get the point. I don't like these people. I don't like their accents, okay? Anyway, it all continues. It all continues because once you buy into the woke thing, and boys are girls, and racism is good, especially if it's against white people and all those things, you will ultimately degrade the entire system because you will not have a meritocracy. You will not have a system where through competition and hard work and human ingenuity, a whole group of people.
Who we got? We got Dirty Dog here. We got Jesse Jackson here.
And go, man, there's
hell, that's almost a poker game there.
Something I want out there. I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna be the best.
Why does this keep locking up?
At what I can do. That is what this nation was built on. That's why your ancestors came here. Meritocracy, it's good. It is good. Competition, it's good. These people don't want it because they love.
Younger girls giving you blowjobs, or is that just anybody giving you blowjobs? Because you kept asking her, you want her to use her mouth. Anyone? Boys and girls, or just girls?
Colorado Ped.
That's your thing. Whatever.
No, anyone.
And do you talk to 13-year-old boys? No. You said you need to be ready, and can I undress you on Tuesday? Do you have child porn on your phone? Because I know you have a lot of pictures and stuff like that. Do you have pictures of children that are naked?
No.
No? Why?
Busy closing a deal, but here in spirit.
Thank you, man. Get that deal closed out, man.
It's not your thing?
No, it's not my thing at all. No.
Oh, I thought he had a PTS he was going to play or something else.
It's of who?
Of my daughter.
Of your daughter.
That's about it.
Just, well, yeah. Hopefully it's about it, bro.
No, I have one picture of myself. One picture of my daughter. That's about it.
Because you told her you loved her. You said you were going to lick her bottom half. You were going to lick her bottom half to help her out. What did you mean by that?
We know both. We know both know what it means.
Well, I know what you were going to do. You were going to eat her vagina, but for what reason? How was that going to help her out? So you can stretch her? Is that what you were meaning? Like a lube factor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lube factor. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And then out of nowhere, you're like, I'm putting my hand down your PJs. Were you trying to like do phone sex with her or something, or that's what you were trying to do? I couldn't understand that.
PJ, yes, basically.
Yeah. He's restreaming. I'm restreaming his restream.
Okay. Do you realize showing her porn is a felony?
Bao's only live. Almost all his videos are only live. The only non-live Bao you're going to find is...
it would have been
Ryan
kidnapping,
channel.
Definitely rape. 100% you would have got charged for, your penis picture, that's a couple felonies because you sent it twice. And then if you would have you were going to bring her to your apartment, right?
Felix had a short video.
You could have got charged for kidnapping there. Then, like I said,
AFA's live too. We'll jump over there.
Hey, cameras are backed up across the street.
Your line's right here.
Cameras are backed up across the street. Okay?
Your line's right here.
I understand that, but the cameras are over there. We always have an area for the media, okay?
I'm independent. I don't have anything with you guys.
Go across the street.
I don't have anything with TPD. I don't have anything with you guys.
Okay, well then you need to be across the street with
Here's where
cameras.
your line is.
Okay. I have discussed this 3 times now. Go across the street.
Why? I'm just trying to. I got like 5 minutes. I just want a picture.
Get a picture across the street.
No.
I'll think about it for a second here. Hold on.
You're going to think about this?
Yeah.
Okay. You got 3 seconds to do so.
Are you going to arrest me if I don't leave? If that's the case, okay, then I'll go. So under threat of arrest, I'll leave.
There's no threat. It's a
promise. Okay, so it's a promise. What's your name? Can I get your badge number real quick? Is it Trudeau?
Yes, it is.
Trudeau.
Little Police Records, can you hold, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for holding. Can I help you?
Yes. Can I speak with the records lieutenant, please?
Sure. Hold on, please.
Thank you.
Pictures.
Hey, this is Lieutenant Trudeau. Hi, Lieutenant Trudeau. I'd like to discuss a phone call I had with Sergeant Knowles a little bit ago. I tried to make a public records request with her, and she refused it.
Okay, who is this?
I'd like to remain anonymous at this moment.
So if you're anonymous, we don't take anonymous complaints.
Well, I'd like to just. I'm not making a complaint. I can do that with IA. I would like to discuss it so I can tell you what happened so that it can be corrected.
I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't discuss anything.
I'd like to make a records request with you then.
Okay, what's your name?
I would like to remain anonymous in accordance with Ohio Vice Code 149.4, Ohio Vice Code 149.43B4 through B6.
That's a great story. I don't take anonymous requests.
I will file a complaint against you as well. I talked to Sergeant Gomez today. Ohio law allows me to make an anonymous request. You are required by law to file a request. You are required by law to take my request anonymously. Lieutenant Trudeau, you are required by law to take my request anonymously. You absolutely are. Ohio Revised Code 149.43 B4 through B6. B4 through B6, ORC 149.43.
Great story. Then take it up with who you want to take it up with.
You are an absolute peach and a great servant to the public. See, you know who I am. So now take my request.
No, you're anonymous. You refuse to identify yourself.
So you think you know who I am?
Ooh. Ooh. He called him by name at the end. That's funny.
Nice. Oh, look, there's where you close the hose.
Yeah.
And that's where you.
That's where I washed my hose.
That's where you wash that.
I washed my hose this morning.
So you didn't need.
At
You
the
didn't
hose
do it
washing
there, though.
department. No.
You didn't know. You didn't do it there. I'm looking at you. Well, that was a refreshing audit.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
Did you like it?
I liked that they behaved themselves, but it did not train my judo. It did not hone my skills.
No, you wanted to practice them.
I wanted to practice my verbal judo.
I went to Twitch when they shut down Mixer. I used to stream my game playing on Mixer all the time. I was a partner in
No, I didn't tell him. I didn't want to tell him about it just because we have no video.
Hey, Nebraska.
We don't have a video, but we have
Some Karen, we were trying to get into our space, but an Amazon Prime truck was blocking us. There was no other place for us to go, so we had to wait there. Some Karen behind us that I believe hates white people just because we're white, and somehow as a stranger I've oppressed her and she's black. I don't know. But hold on, let's see if this lady's tracking us down here.
Yeah, this is crazy.
No, she's not here for us. So she started talking shit and getting crazy. So I jumped out of the car. And I was like, lady, shut your fucking mouth. And she's like,
do it for a while.
I'm like, we're waiting for the Prime truck to move. And she's like, well, you didn't update me and tell me what you were doing. And I was like, when you got out of bed this fucking morning, you didn't fucking write a memo, send it to me to update me what you were doing today. So mind your own fucking business. Stop honking and yelling. She was screaming. We had kids with us. Screaming and swearing, being an asshole. Because now you're not getting shit. Now I'm standing right here. And then she kept talking shit. She's like, write a memo. And Nana told her to be classy. She's like, I am fucking classy, which sounded super classy. And then I told her that she should have been swallowed. And then she went right back in the car and she had nothing to say after that.
She was so classy, though.
Oh my goodness, IRC chat request. That brings back memories.
Oh no, it's definitely worth showing. Absolutely, it's a great video to put up just because they're doing a good job here. People should know that and have the understanding that.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen.
Boy, a few years ago.
Oh, and then the Contra Costa County Training Department, they did phenomenal as well. So everything I've seen, except for one piece of shit officer, Corporal Haller of the Pittsburgh Police Department in California. That's Pittsburgh with no H at the end. Everyone we've seen in Contra Costa County has done phenomenal. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe to Banana Anna, BANANER, ANNA. Make sure you subscribe to Banana Anna. Thanks for being here. Catch you on the next one. And that's the reason I stopped you today.
Mà thực tế là sinh hoạt khó khăn quá trời quá. Vâng, nhưng mà nếu muốn làm nhà dưới thì cũng không có tiền mua đất, bởi vì đất đều có chủ hết rồi và cái tiền đúng rồi, và cũng là tập quán từ ngày xưa cha ông để lại nữa. Không ai quản lý hết. Đúng rồi. Nhưng mà bây giờ thì đất lại có người quản lý hết rồi, nên muốn làm nhà dưới cũng không thể nào làm. Trên đây là nhà nước có quản lý dân không? Có chứ, nó vẫn có đơn vị hành chính và nhà nước quản lý, mà đây nó vẫn là một thôn một xã mà. Đó. Nhưng mà bởi vì là nó hơi khó khăn trong việc đi lại nên là.
Jeremy Boring came this way. He met somebody he did not expect. Does that comfort you?
Who are you? Show yourself!
What is up? What's going on, everybody? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I've got a full slate of videos today. Morning show is gaining steam. For those of you that don't know, I've been doing a morning show around 9 a.m. Central. I'll probably have to shimmy that around when Steven comes back, but I've been having fun with that, so hopefully you'll join for that. But Steven Crowder made his return the internet, he announced a bunch of interesting things that I've known have been brewing for some time. Many people are in my mentions, emailing me, asking me if I'm going to join up with Steven Crowder and his new things. All questions will be answered today. So sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. I hope your Tuesday is going well, and I hope that you'll stick with me. So Steven Crowder made an appearance on the PBD podcast with which is a Patrick David. I don't mean that out of disrespect. I've seen him all over the internet. He seems to have like really big, important people on his live stream. He does very good. So obviously, I'm not going to be on this show at any time soon. But he had Steven Crowder on there who announced various things. Let's go to Steven's breakdown of it here. It's been a while, but the wait is finally coming to an end. Today, Steven Crowder appeared on the PBD podcast with a major announcement on the return of the Mug Club. Mug Club will be back and better than ever. Crowder announced that it will have double the content.
We'll come back to that.
And it will have an additional show on Fridays.
We'll play that for sure.
Uptick in value. Hopefully he doesn't burn himself out. Crowder also noted that the show has had a ton of people sign up at mugclubforever.com. Everyone who signed up there should check their spam folders tomorrow, since those who signed up over the past few months will be getting a code to pre-order and get 3 months free of Mug Club. Host Patrick David also asked about the most influential conservative news sources, and Crowder said Red State Town Hall, Fox News, Daily Wire. David then elaborated that his point is that there aren't enough of them, and that this is why Crowder is creating a conservative media platform to bring new talent under his Louder with Crowder umbrella. Now, this is not dissimilar from, say, something like Daily Wire, where they have kind of a feeder of new talent. They have existing talent that pays the bills, and then they have a feeder of new talent that can get popular and then break off on their own, or maybe they can renegotiate and make a bunch of money doing that. I think this is a great thing. Obviously, I've known about this for some time, suspected, had my own suspicions of certain things. You ask certain questions, and then you don't ask other questions. Many people have asked if I would join up. Steve and I have talked about this. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, by the way, first and foremost, welcome back, Steven Crowder. I'm glad you're back on the internet. It hasn't really felt the same without you. And, I've had kind of a change in philosophy here. I was watching the live stream a little bit last night, and there's just a lot of animosity going on in the chat. People really happy with Steven. People really still mad about the Daily Wire stuff. I think, as one of the worst offenders in fighting, I'm really, really trying to just back up and say, look, if somebody's right 90% of the time on our side and, is doing good things, then maybe I don't need to focus on the few times that I strongly disagree with them. Now, there are times where I think it's worth it calling people out because I strongly believe that iron sharpens iron. But I think now that Crowder's back, I'm hoping that the Daily Wire versus Crowder thing can dissipate and we can all get back to the correct fight at hand, myself included. Obviously, I had yet another classic Twitter meltdown over the weekend, but I've made adjustments to just stay off Twitter, other than posting my dogs and my videos there. And I can already feel like more productive. And when I'm more productive, that means better things. Arguing at Twitter doesn't really do anything. So Crowder then explained this venture is different than all other conservative media outlets because every other show is just people talking about the news. Oh, dang it, Steven. Whereas this is about signing people who can be who they want to be and be creative within the conservative sphere. He related it to when he pitched Change My Mind to Fox News and was told that nobody would want it. Crowder elaborated that this will help reach younger conservatives since college-aged Americans aren't exactly tuning into Fox News every night. And Louder with Crowder's newest venture will not be about making people fit into a box. It will be about letting their freak flag fly. Crowder can't name too many names yet, but noted there are equitable, transparent contracts in the works.
Hey,
so
I got
stay
paid for
tuned
this
for
stringer
more
assignment.
details. And of course, hold on to your butts. Now, this is a very good thing. I think one of the best things commentators. So, I think I did a lot of like introspective thinking. Is that the right word for it? Monday, all night last night, really just turned off the computer, just kind of sat in a chair, pet my dog, and thought a lot about actually making change. And one of the best ways to do that is to enlist more people in the fight. And even though I may not disagree with, I may not agree with every little thing that the Daily Wire says and does, they are a force for good. And whether or not I agree with everything, I may not agree with everything Steven Crowder says and does, he is a force for good. And he's the largest conservative content creator, commentator on YouTube by a large margin. His live streams are massive. His YouTube viewership numbers are massive. And what he's going to be able to do now is be able to, put people over, introduce people. Like, there are very strong forces, whether you like their content or not. I mean, look at friggin' Brett Cooper. Who? Her YouTube channel is bigger than Matt Walsh's practically already. And that's because Daily Wire brought her on. She found her niche of making shorts do really well for her. She's a good-looking woman, and being a pretty girl and making shorts is extremely beneficial. And that isn't to take anything away from her, but I'm just saying. She's been very successful at that. That's an example of somebody that was essentially created by one of these companies, and now she gets to shine and reach probably more females. I guess I don't know. That may not be a reasonable assumption. If Steven Crowder can do that, and also bring in more people who would do more person on the street type interviews, or comedy shows, or things of that nature, I think that's good, because the entertainment side of the right sucks. There are popular shows like Gutfeld now, that are like a right wing answer to all the boring Tonight Show options that regular TV has. But they're still on cable, so you still have to pay to see them. If you can create these videos and put them on YouTube, or put them on, I don't know if he's on a platform, I don't know any of that stuff. So if he's going to have them on, maybe he's working on something with Rumble, I don't know. But if you make more interesting, conservatism has to get cooler. The right can meme very well, and it can mobilize well too. But in the entertainment sphere, we have, perhaps the most important conservative, content creator putting content out there, the Daily Wire, in that, they're creating, an answer to Disney Plus, kid-friendly content that isn't pushing propaganda. Their movies, hit or miss, but they're there and they exist. And they've been doing it for like 6 months, and Hollywood's been doing it for 200 years or whatever. So, or 100 years. So I think Crowder, this will be great, and I 1,000% support him doing this, and will connect content creators that I think just need a chance to grow with him. Now, will I be joining him? Well, I have had conversations with him about a show that I want to do that would require a little different platform, and will require some financial investment and some actual technical know-how that I don't know how to do. I don't have the equipment for it. Because, I'll just be honest with you. I would love to see a show. I'll just put it out there, because you know what? If I don't do it, maybe someone else can do it. I would love to see a show like Conan back in the day, but like not like there needs to be more content between droning on about how everything sucks and just like pure entertainment.
Offense that are like
I think that there's an
is a
opportunity on the right for more of that stuff, and Gutfeld kind of proves it. But that's still like an overtly political show.
Oh, they're talking about Gutfeld.
I think a show that would be entertaining, a show that is in the night at night that embraces memes.
You got a new one
that covers news topics, but also covers entertainment topics and covers it in a format that even might have live music or might have. These are the things that I think would be successful. Now, maybe I just help produce that show. I don't know if I'm the right talent for that show. But we've had a lot of really good conversations about, entertainment on the right that could be done so much better. There's a finite amount of people that can read other people's news articles on the internet for a career, and there's a finite number of people willing to consume that content. There is a much larger. I try to ignore my dog alarm system going off. There's a much larger group of people willing to consume more like even keeled content, funny content, comedy content. And it sounds like that's what he wants to put together. So I think my answer is yes, I will join him in some capacity. But we haven't really figured that out yet. And I think that I will, in the beginning stages, I would rather facilitate other creators to get with him and work with him and help him develop that talent as opposed to immediately create another show. I already do a live stream every morning now, and now I have 5 videos a day. At some point I'd have to trade it off, in order to do that. And I'm not sure what that looks like yet. But I have talked to him about working with him. I'm 100% open to it. But I also, as a friend, want to help him develop this. Just figure it all out, see what it looks like. I know there'll always be a place for me there. So I'm not rushing into anything. We've talked, we've fleshed out some ideas. I will definitely support him 100%. But right now I've got something that's brewing in the back too that I've been working on with several other content creators that is coming out probably in the next 3 weeks. It's very close. That I've been working on in the back, so maybe once I get past that, and obviously my hot sauce brand hot sauce, coffee brand coffee has to get to a better spot, where it continues to grow. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, I run a coffee company. It's called Coffee Brand Coffee. I'm going to put a secret promo code in the description to save 10% off.
Ooh, secret.
I roast all of my beans. I work on all my flavors. I tweak all my flavors. I'm deeply involved in everything. This is not some YouTuber dropship coffee company. From soup to nuts, this is under, my direct supervision. Obviously, the master roaster handles, the important roasting decisions. I'm not a master roaster. But and I wanted to let people know K-Cups are back in stock. So a lot of people are out of medium roast K-Cups for a while. They're back in stock. We have dark roast. We're working on some flavors. We also have a dozen organic teas. So I've got to get Coffee Brand Coffee going, Can't have too many irons in the fire, but I can promise you I'll have Crowder's back 110% because, he is, I think what he's doing is super important. So welcome back, Crowder. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to it, please leave a like on it and make sure you subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people, and they fan the flames of political violence that are a threat to our personal rights, to the pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. The willingness to engage in political violence is fatal to democracy. More and more talk about violence as an acceptable political tool in this country. There is no place for political violence in America, period. None, ever.
Huh. It's really interesting seeing the government literally do the same thing that they are condemning. Huh. Yeah. Seems like standard operating procedure now. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Luke Rudowski here of WeAreChange.org, and we have an absolute huge plethora of crazy news to get into. Not, of course, just the larger tank wars in Ukraine, but specifically the latest revealing information that we got from the Capitol on January 6th that has a lot of people questioning and asking themselves, what in the world is really going on here? There's a lot of conspiracies, lots of different opinions here, lots of different thoughts. We're going to get into that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast looks like it was originally done by Benny Johnson. We're going to be linking his YouTube channel down in the description below so you can check out more of their work. He's also in Florida. I'm probably going to be hitting him up in just a little bit. I actually got a chance to interview him once when he went on the Beanie Cast, and he's a pretty interesting guy. Go check him out. His YouTube channel will be down in the description below. As his criticisms of the Biden administration, I think, are pretty fair. This as Joe Rogan, a major cultural figure here in the United States, has just come out and condemned the Biden administration and made some very eye-opening statements that I think do really resonate with a lot of people. With the Daily Mail reporting, quote, bleeding heart liberal Joe Rogan says he'd vote for Trump before Biden because he's mentally gone.
Well, I think a lot of it was defense myself, but I mean, they're not going to show what they want. I mean, anyone who was watching that and didn't have their stomach suddenly start sinking, going, no, what are they doing? No, what are they doing? No, what are they doing? I watched it live, and I broadcast it live. Got struck and taken down, but yeah, it because I had a lot of stuff in that live that was contradictory to what has been being said for over 2 years now. So.
And America now has to rely on his sideshow of diversity administration. This was on the podcast where he had Russell Brand, who also very heavily criticized the U.S. government and the corporate media and the larger establishment behind the scenes, as during...
Yeah. I mean, if that would have been true, people really trying to do what they say they were trying to do, it would have gone down so much different. But it was just, they were literally tourists with a bunch of people embedded. I mean, the new videos are showing the shot callers that were out there. You had one guy standing on the top saying, people screaming at him saying, fuck you.
During that interview, Rogan said, quote, the diversity hires can't be trusted to run a Ben & Jerry's, let alone the United States. And I think it's fair to say that this administration definitely has prioritized woke diversity efforts that, of course, hire people because of how they look and not if they are qualified for their job. And whether it's Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, this creature, or this luggage thief, I think it's fair to say that some of the people that Biden put into power definitely have not been serving this country. And oh yeah, let's not forget the CIA darling Pete Buttigieg that of course can't take any responsibility for the train derailment that happened in Ohio and of course is blaming the previous administration for all the flaws as he's cosplaying around as Bob the Builder as he's blaming the world's problem on there being too many white construction workers. Oh yeah, there's also a lot of racist roads and too many white male pilots. We definitely have to stop that. As recently, there have been a lot of many high-profile mishaps and accidents happening with major airlines. This as many of their top employees are being replaced by people who are less qualified, but hey, they're women and people of color, so that's okay. So yeah, when it comes to Joe Rogan and his comments here, I can understand where he is coming from. Now, what else has this Biden administration given to the American people? Well, soon to come more taxes, as the taxes are soon to be increased, as we're facing a financial meltdown with the U.S. Federal Reserve printing money out of thin air, devaluing the U.S. dollar, as even according to Goldman Sachs, home prices are set for double-digit plunges in, of course, major Western American cities, as it looks like the only people that, of course, this administration is supporting is, of course, the military-industrial complex, the human traffickers, the drug cartels, and also let's not forget about Big Pharma, as of course horrific trench-like warfare has returned to Europe with the United States and many other Western powers backing it and doing almost everything in their power in order to prolong it while, of course, sabotaging and stopping any possibilities of peace talks. And again, the horrors of the trenches are back and will continue for, of course, the foreseeable future. This as another clear winner from this administration is also, of course, China for the many geopolitical blunders that the United States is making while, of course, pushing Russia and China closer together. And under the Biden administration and its leadership as crime skyrockets, especially in all major American cities, don't worry, the Federal Bureau of Investigations is on it as they're going after and targeting Catholics and pro-life activists. Canada decided to take it a step further as they just arrested a Canadian pastor for daring to protest a drag queen story time in Canada. This says it's fair to say that this administration has been solely pushing policies that, of course, push forward a great reset. A great reset that's going to be building back better from the destruction that it's creating, from the problem that it's causing, that it conveniently has a solution for. That solution works for the greater benefit of the ruling elite establishment and screws you over. But hey, you don't have to be screwed over, especially if you're a member of LukeUncensored.com, our own quasi-secret, not-so-secret, secret society where we openly get to talk about solutions, helping each other out, finding like-minded individuals, strategies for individuals to navigate all the crazy psyops, all the crazy insanity facing this world. How do we manage? What do we do? How do we find like-minded people in our communities? Well, LukeUncensored.com helps to try to fill that void. Yes, of course, we have a forum here that's very active. I participate in it almost every single day. We have 3 master classes for whatever you may need in the upcoming crazy turbulent times. And you will also have a video almost every single day, as well as really cool members-only shirts that you get at cost. Yes, you heard that correctly. We're going to be launching a new t-shirt later on today, only available for members.
Of course, we heard almost the whole commercial before I decided to move it forward.
Leadership there, and we're super excited about things to come, especially with this company that reached out to us, and it looks like we're going to be working a lot closely with doing some really cool, awesome things. So yeah, check that out. Log in right now to LukeUnfiltered.com, and I will see you there right after this broadcast with a brand new video where also I will be answering your questions, a part of our AMA. You probably are asking yourself, hey, you announced the AMA like last month. Yes, we have so many members, so many amazing questions, so many details to get into that it has now taken, I think, what is it, a month, maybe even 2 months of answering people's questions because of the overwhelming amount of members we have that are absolutely awesome. And when you ask me a specific question, I want to make sure I can answer it correctly. Lots of great questions, lots of great conversations. There's individuals in the chat like Wolf256 that has really incredible information that I learned from. So yeah, if you want to be a part of those conversations, sign up right now to LukeUnfiltered.com, and I will see you there right after this broadcast. As of course, we are not done here, as we have to talk about the main topic of discussion with the New York Post running the headline about this story, calling it, quote, the Tour de farce. This is, as of course, Tucker Carlson has just gone through 40,000 hours of the tapes and the surveillance footage from the January.
No, I don't agree with this. Okay, yeah, release him to him early, let him get a couple of things out, but then release everything public. One quote-unquote journalist should not have access to everything that the rest of the public does not.
January 6th incident at the U.S. Capitol. This footage was provided to him by Kevin McCarthy, and Tucker Carlson last night shared a lot of this footage as well as a lot of the questions that he had that he was left with. This as one of the main takeaways from the footage that was shared last night to the American people was footage of the Capitol police officers literally escorting the shaman that was wearing horns on his head through the halls of the Capitol in January 6th and even trying to unlock doors for him. This says, of course, there's also video footage of the police officers there opening up the doors, letting people in. There was another magnetic door that was almost impossible to push through that also was opened up from the inside. And with this new footage that was released, this is having a lot of people asking the questions, well, what's really going on here? As the scenes here are not as crazy, chaotic, and violent as, of course, the corporate media and many Democratic politicians have made them out to be inside of the Capitol. Quite the contrary, as, of course, the majority of the violence usually happened outside and at some of the doorways. And yes, of course, there was people that were absolutely violent, but the footage shared here on Tucker Carlson absolutely shows a really different scenario and situation here. This, as some people are saying, that there is no innocent explanation to what was happening here, especially with the Capitol police officers. Some people are going about and sharing conspiracies about this horned shaman guy, specifically saying that he was a climate change activist, that he only eats organic food, and was previously listed as an actor. This is, of course, Jake Angiel, the guy that is, of course, wearing horns, is currently in jail right now after he pled guilty to the very trumped up charges against him, as he was this kind of larger representative figure that even Nancy Pelosi's son took a picture with, son-in-law took a picture with, as images and videos of him went viral all over the internet after this incident, as there's even videos of him praying for the Capitol police officers. Congresswoman Major Taylor Greene shared this video on her Twitter account talking about how the DOJ used this incident in order to target supporters of MAGA, while coordinated, organized, violent attacks by leftists are predominantly ignored. And of course, this is becoming a highly political issue, as of course a lot of people point to different events and different circumstances that are treated totally different by the establishment and of course the intelligence agencies of this country. This, as we're also finding out that an attorney for the Southern Poverty Law Center was just arrested during the Atlanta Cop City protest, where of course protesters were throwing Molotov cocktails at police officers. Now this is major because the SPLC usually works very closely with the FBI and big tech social media when it comes to, of course, criticizing, attacking, targeting, and going after right-wing personalities. They, of course, closely aligned and work with Facebook that censors a lot of these larger political ideas represented by the right. And now one of their members is implicated in this violent Atlanta Cop City incident.
Ones in the
really
khakis,
makes you wonder what's really going on here. As, of course, it's also important to note that Tucker Carlson on his show said specifically that there have been a number of individuals that he has not released video footage of that could be undercover agents and government agent provocateurs that have not yet been held accountable for the violence and the crimes that did happen on January 6th. There's also video footage showing, of course, U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who was wearing a helmet that day, and according to Tucker Carlson, was seen healthy and vigorous. His death, of course, was politicized by many Democratic politicians using emotional, manipulative, hyperbolic dribble in order to, of course, galvanize the general public against, of course, the larger ideas of what.
Sorry, I got him up pretty loud. Aren't they the ones that wear the khakis?
MAGA represented. Now, I think from all this footage, and of course, even the footage that we didn't see yet that Tucker Carlson is talking about, we're left with a lot of questions. More questions than we ever had before, as of course, we were always skeptical of the official version of events, which you should always be, especially if there's a big psyops.
Because there hasn't been one.
Campaign.
Why would they
US
investigate
the corporate media
themselves?
is regurgitating it and promoting it. You should be a little bit skeptical of it here. And exactly what happened on that particular date, we don't know, but there's a lot of questions that we should demand be answered. And if you agree with me, share this video with your friends and family members. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys doing that. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org. One more video coming your way right now on LukeUncensored.com. See you there.
Ones that just march around and stand there and like. Yeah. Where's the one else? What's this? I already played these. Why are they giving me recommendations for videos I've just... Oh, he's live again. Oh, no, that's from earlier. That's because this isn't refreshing.
What's going on, guys? We're at the Contra Costa County Public Works Department.
Right there. His video comes live in an hour. His premiere. Ooh.
So what do you think we're going to see in this video? Police who are highly sensitized to your rights and championing the cause of individual liberties and freedoms? Or do you think we're going to see what we always see? The cops harassing somebody for no freaking reason. This comes from the YouTube channel, Master Student DeMarco. And I want to go through this because this is super important. Now, last week, we went over Kerry Jarvis. Well, in my last video, we went over Kerry Jarvis. What was he doing? Well, he didn't do anything wrong. They said he ran a stop sign, but he was basically coming out of a convenience store, and they said he should have treated that as a stop sign, and because of that, we're going to pull you over. But, oh, yeah, we're also going to conduct a fishing expedition when we should have let you go. And then you had Tyler Canaris. Remember him? He was just on his way to go to work. He was meeting up with a buddy so that they could go earn a living, so they could put food on their family's table. But that wasn't enough for the cops. They had to suplex him to the ground and basically break his face. Remember Richard Ward? What was he doing? Oh, he was just, he was there to pick up his little brother sitting in a school parking lot. That ended with the termination of that guy's life, and on and on. What was Daniel Shaver doing wrong? He committed the horrible crime of showing somebody a device that he uses in his pest control business. What's this guy? What's DeMarco doing right here? Master Student DeMarco. He's at 2 o'clock in the morning. He's on his way to the store. He's walking to the store, and the cops can't help themselves. They gotta harass him.
Ain't did nothing. Am I being under arrest?
It's what, 1:30 now?
Yeah, and I'm grown.
Okay, that's fine. Like I said, you got it right.
Oh, okay. Am I being detained? Am I free to leave?
Not right now.
Am I being detained?
Yeah.
For what?
Right now, I'm just asking you some questions.
Can I get the name and badge number?
Yeah, my name is Officer Coker.
Now, I will be stopping this video because I got to make some key comments here. No, you haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, you can walk on the sidewalk. I know you're grown and we can't treat you like kids, but we're going to detain you. Why? Because we want to ask you some questions. Can you imagine interfering with a fellow human being and forcing them into a conversation that they don't want to have with you? What do you think that person would do? He'd call the cops and say, hey, this person is harassing me, and rightly so, because you are harassing him. You're interfering with him. You're infringing on his freedom to just travel unmolested. I don't want to, this is not consensual. I don't want to get into a conversation with you, but because they're cops, they feel like They can interfere with you because that's part of their policing powers. They're not there to protect you. They're not there to uphold your rights, but they are there to interfere with your free passage as a human being traveling on this earth.
517.
Okay, I'm being harassed, y'all.
Okay. Well, listen, this area, right? We have a 1080, or we have a extra patrol around this area. Basically, anybody after hours out walking around, we get out with them, make contact with them, see what they're doing, stuff like that. Okay?
Well, I just told you, I'm headed to the stove.
Okay. Where you live?
Around the corner.
Where's around the corner?
Am I being trained? I ain't got to answer no questions.
Yeah.
Am I okay for what? I ain't did nothing suspicious. I ain't what?
Like I said, we're just getting out talking to people that
okay.
are walking around.
I'm headed to the store. I stay around the corner.
I got you.
All right. Being harassed.
What's your address?
I stay around the corner. Lavarsky Clements. If you want to.
That's your name?
Yeah.
What's your date of birth, Clements?
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. You have the right to keep information to yourself. You have the right not to talk to cops. Because anything you say, and I know we hear this all the time, can and will be used against you in a court of law. They're looking to extract information from you so that they can beat you over the head with it and use it against you. Stop talking to cops. Where'd you come from? Where are you going? Where do you live? What's your name? It's none of your beeswax. You're not my mommy. You're not my daddy. And I'm not a kid.
You can look it up on my I don't want to answer no more questions.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm being detained out here. But I ain't being detained, I don't know. Being harassed. That's what it is. I'm being harassed out here.
We've been harassing you.
Y'all evidently y'all harass me.
Yeah.
Y'all stopping me and I'm just walking to the store. I ain't bothering nobody. Y'all talking about I'm being detained and I ain't did nothing.
What he told you? He said we got an extra patrol in this area for people.
Okay, and I just. Well, what am I going over the fence? I'm going. Okay, I'm going to the store. It's a sidewalk. It's public, ain't it? Okay, this public. Exactly. So why y'all bothering me? I'm walking to the store.
We're not necessarily bothering.
Right, I just walked to the store last night at 2 in the morning and ain't nobody see y'all. So evidently it can't be no extra patrol. Nah. Well, like I said, I'm walking to the store. Ain't no need for the harassment. Can I get your name and badge number?
There's no harassment. What is harassment? A harassment is to interfere with somebody, to provoke them, to antagonize them, to obstruct them, to offend them when they don't want to be messed with. It's not voluntary on the person's part who's being harassed. If they want to be left alone and you don't leave them alone, that is the definition of harassment. It's a non-consensual encounter. They consent to it, but this man doesn't. It's like, hey, I just want to be on my way. I don't want to be harassed. If you continue to mess with me, if you continue to speak with me after I told you I don't want to engage in this conversation, you've crossed the line into harassment.
Officer Boyd.
What's your badge number?
You said badge number? 2625.
Okay. I get your name and badge number?
2410.
Okay.
Why you wearing a jacket in 70-degree weather?
Because I just came out door and it felt like a little cool and I need to put a coat on and walk to the store. Is it illegal?
It's not illegal.
Oh, okay.
You put a jacket on.
Oh, well, I just walked out the door. Before I put my coat on, it felt a little windy and I said, I'm going to put my coat on.
2 in the morning, walking by.
Yeah, I'm going to the store. All right. Okay. I just told y'all that. I'm going to the store.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
But that's enough for us to make a Terry stop.
Nah, it's enough for y'all to harass me. What?
Did you hear what he just said? He just invoked Terry v. Ohio. In these cops' minds, their mentality is, hey, our drumbeat, the orders that we follow come from Terry v. Ohio. Terry v. Ohio gives us the power to stop this guy, to intrude on his life, to harass him, to ask him questions, to violate his rights. That's where we get our power, Terry v. Ohio. They don't even have the low standard of reasonable articulable suspicion to make the stop. It's not even close to the probable cause, objective, articulable fact found in the Fourth Amendment. They are violating this man's constitutional rights, and they're violating their own oath they took and swore to protect and defend and uphold this guy's rights.
What's suspicious that's is going on? Y'all stopping trying to detain me.
It's multiple UBNEs in this apartment complex.
Man, ain't nobody jumping these gates over here, bro.
Ain't nobody
jumping. Everybody jump these gates in months. Ain't no kids jump these gates in a while, bro. These kids don't even come over here no more because they been bored, bro. Come on, bro.
You want to try that again?
Bro, I stay around here.
I've seen it. I've been here when the kids jumping.
That's been months ago. These kids ain't even been coming around the block because y'all harassing them for trying to just get in the pool, bro. Y'all harassing me, right? Am I free to leave?
Not yet.
Am I free to leave? How come?
We're gonna take your pictures and then you'll be.
No, I don't consent.
You don't gotta consent. You can.
I don't consent.
Now, Photography, public photography is not a crime, but I have not seen this before. I've not seen where somebody's out just walking or going about their daily life and the cops come up to them and say, hey, we got to take your picture. Hey, obscure your face. You take all the pictures you want to, but you're not going to get a clear shot of my face. I don't consent to that. So they can take all the pictures they want. You don't have to cooperate. Besides that, they probably have body cams and they can freeze frame, but they probably want flash photography here so they can get a clear picture. But they probably want flash photography so they can get a clear picture.
Yeah. Take me to jail for expression. I'm on.
Be like this.
I'm right here in public domain. No, this ain't private. This ain't private right here. Private over there. This is sidewalk.
They just lied. Everybody knows that a public sidewalk is not private property. It's an easement through property, which makes it public property. Amazing how these people are trained to lie. And even when they don't train them to lie, they just lie so they can get their way, so that they can swindle you out of your rights. That is the goal of law enforcement.
But look, we just gonna take the pictures. We're gonna let you go. I already got you pulled up. You got your information and everything like that.
Yeah.
We just gonna take the pictures.
Make sure I send it to my lawyer in a couple hours. My attorney. Yep. Send that to my attorney. Yeah, make sure y'all stop there too. Y'all harassing me. I'm being harassed. Nah, you don't even know the definition of your law. You talking about y'all out here harassing me. You know exactly what it means. Yeah, you talking about.
My camera did not. Do what? My camera did not.
You know what harassing me. Know these laws fake. Know these laws fake. I know the sun ain't playing no games with some people. I know the sun ain't playing the radio with some people. I already know the sun ain't playing the game with some people. Some people can't take the sun. Me, I can take the sun in any degree weather. Any degree weather. Any degree weather. So, okay. They don't let the rookie take the piss. Obviously, you the lower man. You the lower man.
Imagine that. What would you do if you're on the sidewalk, minding your own business, walking to the store, 1:30 in the morning?
I'm going to play it.
And they wanted
Jesse,
to take your
I'm
picture.
play
What
it.
would you do? Leave your comments about that.
It's set up next.
Lower man. Got you doing that dirty work.
Hey, look at it looks like they took two front pictures, one from far away, one from close up, and it kind of looked like with that third flash, maybe they took a picture of, like a mugshot picture, a profile. Another one.
You look, they got the bro man out here with them. They got the bro man out here with them. They got the bro man. They got the Uncle Tom out there, y'all.
So there you go. You got a bunch of order following, policy enforcer, harassers. And what is harassment? It's messing with somebody who doesn't consent to being messed with. It's very simple. So I wanted to do this video because this is from Master Student DeMarco. You don't have to answer questions. You can be silent. Hey, they're going to trample your rights. Go ahead and let them do it and make it clear. Make it clear what they're doing. Sensitize yourself to your rights. Exercise your rights. If you don't use your rights, you'll lose them. You have the right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. You have an unalienable right to walk down a public sidewalk unmolested without being harassed. You have the right to be silent. You have the right to push back. You don't have to answer their questions. For every question they give you, give them 2 questions back. Say, hey, I'm in control of this stop right here. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name and badge number? Give them all around, because you guys are in some serious trouble. You guys are out here and you're supposed to be upholding, protecting, and defending my liberties and my rights, and you're doing the exact opposite, making me insecure in my person. Screw that. So, I mean, for the most part, Master Student DeMarco did a pretty good job. Go visit his channel. I'll leave the link in the description. I can't do it in the pinned comment. Anytime I leave a link in the pinned comment, it invariably disappears. I'll try it, but they usually disappear. But I appreciate you guys being a part of this channel. If you want and you think this content is valuable, $2.99 a month to become a member. Join up. Just click that button down below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my private email list, and that's through my website, highimpactflix.com. And if you want to support even further, grab a hard-hitting conversation starting design that you can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case that you will be using to record the police, and I will see you in the next video.
Yeah, I'll play it now.
Hey, young people. Make sure you
And so I can tell you how this ended. Johnny Law
Oh,
here,
there's
cop
any-
chases somebody, his pants get caught. He's on the fence.
Oh, we're waiting for somebody else to click it. There we go. No sound?
Oh, fuck.
No sound.
So he's reaching for his radio and he can't reach it, and nobody's helping him. It's pretty funny.
Oh shit, look, he shit himself.
Look at all these people recording. We got no sound on this one.
So what would you do if you saw a cop stuck in this situation?
What's that? Oh, it's because I fucking blocked it.
On the fence.
Sorry.
What I would do.
All right.
He's on the fence. Watch how the people treat him.
My bad. I had it muted.
Oh, fuck.
So he's reaching for his radio and
Got
he
it.
can't reach it, and nobody's helping him. It's pretty funny.
Oh shit, look, he shit himself.
Well, I don't wear white underwear.
These guys are funny. So what would you do if you saw a cop stuck in this situation? Would you help him or would you videotape him and laugh at him? I'm kind of on the fence on what I would do.
Looks like a pinata to me.
What the fuck, man? Oh shit! Oh shit! That's right. He's right.
I don't think it's a real. I think it's fake. I think this
Don't fuck off! Don't touch it.
is scripted.
Fucking hell.
Se les cago, va. Mas copa, I drive land.
Oh god.
Oh shit! I'll put this up on YouTube.
Now see, 10, 20 years ago, people would have wanted to help this guy. And in this day and age, it's kind of funny that nobody wants to help cops because all you do is pray and treat everybody like shit. You don't belong to the community. You don't respect the community. You don't think we the people mean shit to you. You shit on us every day,
Nice
every chance
skit,
you
but
get.
I don't. I think
and you
it's
wonder
scripted.
why this attitude is toward to you.
It's still funny as fuck.
Hey, look, it's his fucking radio.
Yeah, his radio's just out of reach.
Nobody wants to give his radio. That shit's funny.
Sounds like it's in UK. It's got palm trees.
Oh, fucking idiot! His radio's.
Are you proud of yourself?
You're like on a bit red mate. Don't help him, don't help him, don't help him. No, don't, he's a police officer, don't help him.
So here comes a decent citizen. It's like, dude, he needs his radio. I'm gonna hook this guy up. And everyone else is like, don't help him, don't help him. That's look, this is the future of you freaking idiot cops out there that don't get it. You keep shitting on good people and you think you don't need us. Well, there's gonna come a time where you are gonna need us. And this is what you're gonna get.
No, don't.
Oh, dear. Very funny.
Now everybody's pissed off at him for helping the cop.
What is his shirt?
Okay, so this
Wait.
evidently is. Okay, so
Yeah, I
this
missed
evidently
it.
is pissed off at him for helping the cop.
What's his shirt say? Something original. Thought it was like a school or something.
So this is a prank. These guys set it up to see
Hey,
what
Matt.
people would do if a cop was stuck, and it took a while for somebody to do it.
Social
So
experiment.
evidently this was a prank to see how police react. But unfortunately, I'm serious. I'm not sure I would have done anything different on this.
I'd have been
I might
recording.
have helped him after I got some good video and maybe asked him a question, tell him to show me his hands, maybe tell him to stop moving. He's acting a little suspicious. Does he have any weapons?
Ask him the 5 points of the First Amendment. If he can't tell you, tell him that you'll call for help.
On him. I'd have probably given him some shit before I helped him. All right, we'll end that there. It's a prank, people.
Yeah, social experiment. It's still funny as fuck, though. Thank you for bringing us that. That was hilarious.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever gender you feel like identifying as today. Welcome to the U.S. Capitol building, and if you've joined us today for the insurrection, please stay inside the safety cordons at all times, and if you get lost, speak to one of our Capitol police officers who will be happy to point you in the right direction.
Look at that violent insurrection there.
And don't forget to get involved in some of today's insurrection activities, including a fancy dress competition and have a go on our climbing wall. But don't forget those safety ropes. And great news, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has agreed to pose for selfies all afternoon. You can find her cowering under a desk in the Cannon office building.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful
True.
day. Lots of news today, including...
I don't think he sent people to protest. He didn't send people to do that shit that was happening on the outside. And I don't think those are his people doing it. I think there may be a few, but there's overzealous of any group. But this turned into such a fucking nightmare.
Last night, we saw some footage that should be immediately freeing several Americans from their political imprisonment that, in my opinion, at least,
Okay, Manny.
Is a farce.
I don't think we need anybody.
Now,
I think we need to remove the
thanks
government.
to Elon Musk owning Twitter, he is amplifying this said footage everywhere, all over Twitter, and the left is losing its mind because, well, the narrative, two key narratives that happened from the worst day in American history ever, worse than the September thing, and worse than everything else. It's complete bunk. Did some people trespass? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know. It's a public place.
You
or
think
did they win in the non-public
whether
place?
you vote either way, it's going to matter?
The shaman himself, who walked around, escorted by Capitol Police, received 41 months in federal prison. And now Elon Musk is amplifying that footage to everyone all over Twitter, and I'm absolutely here for it. Given the nature of this topic, I know what YouTube's going to do, so I need you to do what you can, hopefully, to share this. And also, I am thankful to have a sponsor for this video, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access,
I'm going to play it.
It also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's discount in the comment section down below. Elon Musk drops Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and Schiff for misleading Americans about J6, and it's a beautiful thing. Watching the footage thanks to Tucker Carlson and Kevin McCarthy, it looks like more like Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and Adam Schiff, and the rest of the J6 committee deliberately misled the public to push a pre-approved politically convenient narrative for Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. Okay, we all knew something was off when they brought in an ABC producer to put together the evidence, not to mention Pelosi hand-picked Republicans like Liz and Adam, who she knew would go along with what she wanted.
So the other side brings in a Fox
footage seemed to change everything.
guy for the rest
Knowing
of the
they saw
evidence,
the same
so.
footage and still pushed the lies they pushed. No words. Luckily, Elon Musk has plenty. This is on twitchy.com. Elon Musk replies to this tweet, by the way, which has 115,000 likes at the time of this video. In fact, it has 132,000 now in response to Greg Price writing, The J6 committee, this is what he said, quote, lied about how Brian Sicknick passed away, lied about Barry Loudermilk training people on a reconnaissance mission, lied about Josh Hawley running away, lied about Ray Epps being a credible witness. Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and Representative Adam Schiff are liars. Elon Musk replies, besides misleading the public, they withheld evidence for partisan political reasons that sent people to prison for far more serious crimes than they committed. That is deeply wrong, legally and morally. Then, of course, you get, a reporter has entered the chat. See, this day was really important for the right, or left, I'm sorry, because it meant that they got to talk about, use this to hang on Trump. Like this is all about them, hanging on Trump, hanging on Republicans, smearing Republicans. Look, do I think that they should have entered the building? No, and I don't think most normal people do. I don't think they should have went in there, or if they, I don't think that I have no problem with them gathering there peacefully at all. I don't have, I don't think they should have been going into Nancy Pelosi's office. I don't think they should have. But I mean, no. 41 months in prison, is that a crime? Let's see how long these super soldiers in Atlanta serve. To me, it was completely politically motivated in every way, shape, and form. It felt like that from the very beginning. Of course, the left absolutely losing their mind. Like, hi, Jan, I'm a reporter. Oh, boy, Hugo Lowell, who writes for The Guardian, checks notes, not even in a United States paper. What evidence did the committee withhold that sent people to prison? Well, it seems like video footage. Seems like video footage to me. A lot of this pushback has surrounded around this particular clip. Tucker just started dropping J6 footage. It shows Capitol Police escorting the shaman through the Capitol on January 6th. A corrupt Department of Justice threw him in prison for 5 years over this. He should be immediately released. And you can see in the footage, just
conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costumes who led a violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive his punishment?
So they show the footage. He's walking around, literally being led around by an officer.
A review of the internal surveillance video.
Look at this.
It's very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tape show the Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley.
At one point, they say,
acted as his...
they at one point they say, oh, we were too scared. Here, at this point, he walks past seven officers. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, actually, 7, 8, 9.
Not one of them even tried to slow him down.
Did they even care? I'm supposed to believe this was the worst event ever.
Since 9/11.
In American soil. On American soil, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. Dude was held in solitary confinement for almost a year and then got 41 months in prison for getting a tour of the Capitol by Capitol Police. The prosecutors and judges who presided over this case should be removed immediately. I mean, I 100% agree. Like, I mean, were they in on it? I mean, I don't know. Of course, the left absolutely losing their minds, right? So like all over, all over Twitter, dozens of articles, dozens of articles on Fox. Elon Musk torches House J6 committee for misleading the public, withholding evidence deeply wrong.
Yeah, whatever happened to OG on?
Wanting to criticize several lawmakers that sat on the House committee investigating J6, accusing them of misleading the public, responding to someone else's tweet that, of course, we already looked at. He added, this is deeply wrong morally and legally. This report condemned former President Donald Trump and lambasted Republicans in the chamber for allegedly encouraging riots that resulted in several people not surviving and injuries to law enforcement. On Monday evening, Fox News host Tucker Carlson revealed that he was in possession of over 40,000 hours of footage given to him by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. During Tucker Carlson Tonight, the host revealed never before seen clips that collection throughout the segment, which appeared to contrast some of the committee's final report and inherent claims. Carlson claimed that footage was proof that the lawmakers and the media were lying about the events that took place. On J6, the first batch of clips showed, quote, sightseers, as Carlson put it, peacefully touring the Capitol building. Other clips showed Capitol Police officers escorting Jacob Chansley, a Navy veteran, widely referenced to as the shaman, through several hallways without incident. Carlson even said that officers were opening doors for him with none of them slowing him down. In another tweet, Musk called shocking indeed. Carlson also told viewers of footage of Officer Brian Sicknick walking and guiding people around the building after he was attacked, quote, overturns the single most powerful, politically useful lie that the Democrats told us on January 6th. He added, they lied about the police officer they claimed to revere. If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knows no limits. And this is just the beginning, right? Like, It's, Elon Musk levels the J6 committee in reaction to video footage.
No.
If you look at Elon,
Vikings didn't have horn helmets.
He's shining a light on this footage to millions of people. This tweet alone has 3.3 million views, 133,000 likes. And what you have to remember, and what I've only recently been reminded myself of, is it's not necessarily the people that like or lose their minds in the comments. It's the people that just see it. You see the tragic. I can't even fathom what they've all been through. They've lost community standing, family jobs, banking, put on lists, money for attorneys, and one even self-deleted because he couldn't take it anymore. This isn't America anymore the way it is now. I mean, it sure seems like it, right? These people were in prison for, I mean, look, if they, broke a specific 41 months in a federal prison for what, at no point did those officers try to stop them. Is there more footage that we haven't seen where, they were tussling?
I know people that got less time for robbing a bank in federal prison than these guys are getting.
I don't know. Sure would be interesting to see though, right? Because what I'm seeing is a guy on a tour getting led around, doing whatever the heck he wants. At no point does it seem like the police want him to leave. At no point does it seem like the police are scared of him. At no point does it seem like he's resisting them. He's just doing whatever it is that he wants to do, completely unarmed, by the way. I suspect even more bombshells from this footage, and I appreciate everyone for sharing it because we certainly know that YouTube isn't going to help. If you can, make sure you like on this video. Remember to pick up private internet access.
Clash with Chow.
There's a huge discount in the comment section.
I've got it playing on the tab here
below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
And actually, that site is pretty cool. I kind of like that stuff, but it's beautiful, but it's the same scene over and over again. Okay, it's a new villager. Yeah, I mean, if that's your indigenous country and stuff like that, I get it. But all right, let's pull up the titty taser. It's gonna get me knocked.
Hey, my name is Robert Hoffman, and this is Kato Barn. What's that? I'm gonna move it to power level. This is 6. Kato, are you ready for power level number 6? Johnny has dog collar attached to his legs into a. Me. We gotta go out. There you go. Thank you. Full dress in here, huh? Yeah. Thank you very much. If Pinks is really good, I'm gonna move out here. If not, then Ready? Ready? Don't do it. Don't throw it at me. I already have indigestion. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna. Cannot wait to eat. Let's go to Joey Cheese Dog. The pens right here. Okay.
Oh no.
Let's start on level 1. Level 1. I love Pinks. Love Pinks. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Wow. It is pretty old. Looks old. It's unlisted.
What did you do, man? I bit my tooth.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Where should you face him? Face him. Face Robert. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Happy birthday to you.
Oh god.
Can't do it to himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. You guys are nuts. You guys are freaking crazy. What?
Jim here from the Quartering, and I guess it's popular for ex-employees of Twitter, in particular, probably the ones that are getting laid off, to spill the beans on Elon Musk. And it certainly seems that a lot of them continue to strongly dislike the man, probably with good reason, given that many of them had been fired. But also, it seems that the ideology inside of Twitter, the infection that is the ideology that was promoted there over years, really is rotten to the core. And just like Twitter's code, which continuously is breaking because it's so fragile, it seems like they're probably going to have to rebuild that from the ground up just as much as they're going to have to build up all of their employees from scratch. Now you see this William Legate, interesting, has a mask in his profile photo saying Elon Musk now has bodyguards flank him everywhere inside of Twitter headquarters, including accompanying him to the bathroom. He is reportedly paranoid that someone in the company may go rogue and stage a coup. I'm not actually sure if that's how coups work. I don't think if you beat up the boss that you get the company. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. But obviously the replies are full of people celebrating this, happy, downward spiral.
It did look pretty old. Let me see
all
what
this kind of stuff. Weakest man on earth.
when that video was published.
It's interesting.
16 years ago.
Interesting. And then they go, fun fact, I once met Elon years ago.
16 years ago.
Nylon after party at Coachella. Leonardo DiCaprio was there, stumbling drunk to the bar, as was practically every A-list celeb. Elon was the only one there who had security and was with a girl of questionable. Yeah, that's that seems like a quite a claim to make. And what's interesting is these people are so obsessed, like with the orange man bad. He's the new orange man to them. And we see a Twitter engineer says at least 2 bodyguards accompany Elon Musk around Twitter headquarters, even to the restroom. I don't blame him. Elon Musk is accompanying around Twitter. The engineer who spoke to the BBC on the condition of anonymity to protect their employment said that their bodyguards were bulky and tall, like from a Hollywood movie. Wow, bodyguards that were big and strong? What a weird thing. It's not uncommon for high-flying executives and CEOs to be accompanied by bodyguards, or for companies to spend considerable amounts of money providing them with security. The engineer said that he thought Musk's use of bodyguards inside Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco suggested a lack of trust in the company's employees. Well, yeah, no kidding. I wouldn't trust half these people either. I think that, like, what's interesting is you just proved his point. Why are you tattling about your boss? Like, you don't want to get fired? Go ahead and put your name behind it. Like the idea that you're doing something really bold by whining about your boss behind it. Like, quit your job and leave then. Musk's father said in January that he feared for his son's safety, even though he was protected by 100 security guards. Musk had upgraded Arrow's security system for their South Africa home with 24-hour armed guards, cameras, electric fencing. Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, was handed an annual personal security allowance of $14 million, according to recent disclosure with the U.S. SEC. This covers staff, equipment, and residential improvements to help keep Zuckerberg and his family safe, according to the filing. Shortly after acquiring Twitter in October, Musk laid off hundreds of the company's employees as part of a broad cost-cutting drive.
Yeah, but then he'll run away.
In May that owning Twitter probably won't increase my life expectancy.
Then you got to run away anyway.
He was responding to a Twitter user who said that Musk should add more security guards
hopefully they'll
to
chase
his team. I mean, the idea that
he runs pretty fast, although he's kind of out of shape now.
Physically unsafe in his own, the company he owns, probably tells you there's a lot that we don't see. That, like, he's genuinely concerned for his own safety. Twitter has also had more frequent technical glitches in recent weeks. It's become a breeding ground for fake accounts and bots. The platform is also increasingly becoming home to trolling and hateful conduct. There's nobody taking care of it, an engineer told the BBC. So this is the same leftist. I mean, I for one, obviously would say that, Twitter has gotten more aggressive, I think. but it's also a function of maybe some of the energy that I put out there or have put out there, right? So, it's a rod of my own making, so to speak, in this particular case anyway. But yeah, I'd say Twitter's gotten a little rougher. I still don't know, like, what a bot account is, like who's a bot, who's not a bot, all this kind of stuff, because it's hard to tell. Like, it's just hard to tell because I don't, I look and they follow me. I mean, I know sometimes when I see like, oh, Google this term, or like Elon typed this tweet, or it's like some random crypto stuff, but I've never really had a lot of that. But I also don't have a huge account, so that that could certainly be part of it. For someone on the inside, it's like a building where all the pieces are on fire. One identified Twitter employee said to the BBC as part of an investigation published Monday. The employee revealed that San Francisco-based social media company is in a state of chaos, and many people in charge of creating and maintaining its security features that curb 60% of Twitter's trolling have been fired. I don't know that getting rid of trolling is really an important issue. I don't think it is, at least not for my. I mean, certainly, it seems like I'm more concerned with like the animosity and like kind of the general anger that seems to be whipping itself up more and more, myself included. I had something of a meltdown myself over the weekend. It says a totally new person without expertise is doing what used to be done by more than 20 people, the employee told the BBC. That leaves room for much more risk, many more possibilities of things that can go wrong. Even in the safety front, many features meant to protect users no longer work like they did before Musk became chief twit because there's no one assigned to them. Lisa Jennings was head of Twitter's content design, responsible for introducing safety features that guarded users from hateful content. When she was laid off after Musk's acquisition, his team members, all of whom were fired since Musk's takeover, had designed the nudge feature that alerted users if their posts included trigger words or hateful language. I still see that occasionally, so I don't know if you could say that doesn't work. I think it does work. I mean, I've never reacted to it like, oh, I should probably reword this tweet. That's weird. That's a weird thing to do. Overall, 60% of users deleted or edited their reply when given a chance through the nudge. Oh, that's actually higher numbers than I expected. But it's also the implication, I think, when you see that maybe you're going to catch a ban or break terms of service. I don't think I've ever changed my tweet because of that pop-up. I've only seen it a few times. I think like if you put a bunch of swears in there or something like that, it does that. There's no one to work on at that time amid disorderly environment. The Twitter employees who have said the company was on fire told BBC that when Musk is in the office, he always has 2 bodyguards with him, like in a Hollywood movie. They escort him everywhere, including the restroom. This is all basically Twitter insiders. We can't protect users from trolling under Musk. And I don't think Elon Musk cares about that. I genuinely don't. I don't think most users care about that. I think that my own viewers troll me all the time. And like, that's okay. It's funny. That's a part of Twitter. That's a part of, being a content creator. And usually if you're not being like super emotional or something like that, you can see it. You can tell when it's coming. So, I will say that, Twitter has been rough. I've really been rethinking my Twitter Blue subscription because I don't use any of the features. You see, Breaking BBC was trolled by insiders. PS is a very simple way how to protect yourself from trolls on Twitter, and the simple how to use the block button, or to leave the platform, or to put your phone down. All these things. I mean, the idea that that Twitter was spending money to protect people from trolls seems like a huge waste of money, but I suppose that's just one man's opinion. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. You may have seen a small clip of this video before, but it's likely you haven't heard the whole story. According to a lawsuit, Jeremiah Nisbet was attempting to enter a Pace bus in Harvey, Illinois. A security guard he had contact with before pushed Jeremiah to force him off the bus and keep him from entering. Edward Andritis continued to put hands on Jeremiah, who then struck the guard in self-defense. The guard reached for his weapon, and Jeremiah ran away as the police were called to respond, with nothing more than an allegation of battery, and no reason to believe that Jeremiah was armed, violent, or potentially dangerous. The 3 Harvey police officers who first arrived at the scene placed Jeremiah face down in the street and knelt on his legs and neck, pinning him to the ground. The officers stood Jeremiah up and began to walk him to the Harvey Police Department vehicle when the security guard, now standing near the officers and the police vehicle, struck Jeremiah in the face with a closed fist while he was handcuffed.
Say that again, brother. Oh! Oh!
The Harvey Police Department arrested the security guard, who was subsequently charged with misdemeanor battery, as well as 2 counts of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, a felony under Illinois law, for knowingly carrying a handgun without being issued a currently valid firearm owner's identification card at the time of the offense, and for knowingly carrying a handgun while engaged in the commission or attempted commission of a misdemeanor involving the use or threat of violence against a person or property of another. Jeremiah filed a lawsuit against.
What about what happened to frickin' media? Is this Illinois? Is this the same district? I don't think Illinois is in the same district as we are. I think it goes straight down.
Against the city of Harvey, the security company, the Pace Bus Service, 2 of the officers that pinned him to the ground for Fourth Amendment violations, and the security guard, Edward Andrades, for assault and battery. The lawsuit goes on to allege that the Harvey police officers were trained regularly to employ neck restraints and chokeholds as defined under Illinois law, pointing to an order from the Harvey mayor in 2020 for officers to refrain from police restraint tactics, including chokeholds, strangleholds, lateral vascular neck restraints, carotid restraints, chest compressions, or other tactics that restrict oxygen or blood flow to the head, unless an officer feels their life is in imminent danger. It goes on to claim that the Harvey police did not properly train its officers to avoid the use of tactics or how to properly observe and attend to the medical needs of arrestees, despite the fact that kneeling on someone's neck constitutes deadly force. However, after this incident, the Harvey police chief, Robert Collins, stated that the officer who knelt on Jeremiah's neck during his arrest did not violate Harvey Police Department policy.
But the officer who handled that situation did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Pace Bus Service eventually filed a motion to dismiss, which was granted. The security guard, however, is not protected by qualified immunity and asked for a court-appointed lawyer to represent him in defense of the civil suit. It appears he has finally found representation, but may be the only defendant that would not pay a judgment with tax dollars. The case has currently moved to discovery, which is due in April. It also appears that the parties intend to meet with a magistrate judge to discuss settlement options. So be sure to subscribe, as I will post new information on my community page when this case is finally over. In the end, it was nice to see an officer arrest another uniform after observing an obvious injustice. But let me know what you think.
Saw the camera.
Should officers be allowed to kneel on the back of a person's neck, absent the immediate threat of serious bodily injury or death? Thanks for watching.
Right at the camera
if you have a video, use the submit.
Yeah, that cop looked right at the camera when he said put him in cuffs.
Link in the description or pinned comment. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe and hit the bell for future content, and check out our other channels, Lady Lackluster and The Odd Side. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment about what you think of this interaction. It's the easiest way for you to help expose corruption and misconduct. Merchandise is available using the links below. Join the Lackluster family for just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel. Get a Lack logo next to your name, custom emotes, and early access to videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All links are down below.
Oh shit, here we go. Okay, let's go find freaking media's shit. I forgot he went live. Oh, still 10 minutes. Well, shit, let's play Mr. Beast then. That's over 10 minutes. Sweet.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and we've got another ridiculous fake woke outrage, this time involving Mr. Beast, the man that has transcended YouTube, a man that has done innumerable good deeds around the world, has raised millions for charity, planted, 20 million trees or something like that. Literally everything he does is good, which is why some of these weirdo lefties apparently hate him so much. They hate success. They hate that he is essentially a self-made man who employs many other people, who entertain people without any political bent whatsoever. Now, certainly one could expect all this ridiculous fake outrage to go away if he were to push leftist talking points, but he's done nearly the impossible and has kept his own political beliefs completely out of the big picture of things, and that's obviously the good business move. He doesn't publicly feud with people. He doesn't have a bunch of drinks and have meltdowns on Twitter. He just goes about his business, which is why he's so successful. But now this new reason why everybody is so mad at him is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to talk about that after a super quick word from
Be right
the video
back. I gotta
sponsor,
pee.
Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple of reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. Obviously, you might not be in the market right this second, but I put together a little page of some sample kits. You can obviously build your own. And when you are in the market, promo code TheQuartering to save. Mr. Beast is selling chocolate now, no kidding, but his fans have to keep cleaning up messes. Volunteer at Walmart to impress the biggest YouTuber in the world, and of course, this is something terrible. Jimmy, Mr. Beast Donaldson, the biggest YouTuber in the world, recently asked fans to do him a favor. Patrol the shelves of their local big box retailer to make sure his feastable chocolate bars weren't a huge mess. Some appear to have happily enlisted in the effort, while others lampooned the brand activation psyop and threatened a counterattack. He tweeted, "I need your help next time you see Feastables in Walmart and soon to be new retailers. If you could clean up the presentation and make it look better, that would make me very happy. I'm building a team to do this routinely, just need help in the short term." Look, he's not saying, hey, drop everything and go there. He's not saying this has to be your job. This has to be everything you do forever. He's just saying, why wouldn't he do that? You know, Walmart shelves are easily one of the worst on the planet. And so what? Like, it makes no sense. Honestly, if I was selling delicious coffee brand coffee at Walmart, I'd do the exact same thing. He's not saying leave your home, quit your job, do this. He's just saying, hey, if you happen to be at Walmart and you see my display, and obviously people are getting social media clout for it too. For the uninitiated, Feastables are a chocolate bar brand Mr. Beast launched in early 2022 that claims to sustainably source its cacao, offer carbon neutral checkout, buy TerraCycle, give cash donations to alleviate food insecurity in the United States. They don't taste bad, wrote someone on Reddit. So again, he's using his brand to sell a chocolate bar. He's doing literally everything he possibly could to appease the left: carbon neutral checkout, ethically sourced chocolate, donations to fight hunger, and yet they still criticize him because he hasn't come out and said, you know, Joe Biden 2024. I am sure. Some fans immediately went into cleanup mode, responding down thread with apparent pictures of themselves being very weird. I was at Walmart and I saw your chocolate bars. A self-described business mogul who goes by Lone Wolf wrote on Twitter, I fixed them properly, anything for the team. I even bought a chocolate sea salt one. So what? They were far from the only one. We got you covered in Santan Valley, Arizona. Walmart, another person wrote, it wasn't in terrible shape, but Walmart in Marion, Indiana is good for now, wrote a third. Others who weren't volunteering at the largest company in the world rushed to compliment Mr. Beast on an incredibly savvy business move. Brilliant. Crowdsourcing the cleanup, tweeted Reluctant Carnivore and Justin Rhodes. I think creator brands will dominate shelf space this decade. Well, I don't know about all that, but I do know that it was a brilliant business move, and he's not forcing anyone to do it, and no one absolutely has to do it. And on the other side, you see 1,000-yard stare. Mr. Beast, I will continue destroying your chocolate displays until you pay me $100,000. And he went to several stores to wreck his chocolate displays and then demand $100,000. And this got 70,000 likes. This is like, I mean, this is exactly what the right is. I just threw a whole box of your chocolates, and the thing that keeps the rotisserie chickens warm, they melted all over everything. And I heard the manager at Walmart isn't going to carry Feastables anymore. I'm hearing Mr. Beast uses slave labor to make his Feastable chocolate. Again, that's not correct. You know, and then you see here, 4th Mr. Beast Feastables display destroyed today. 8 more Walmarts to go. I'm not exactly sure. Like, one of these things is probably some level of a crime. I don't know. 50,000 likes. And by the way, you know who has to clean this up, right? A retail worker who makes too few dollars an hour. You see, being a D to retail workers to own Mr. Beast. Yeah. I'm too scared to actually do anything to these people. I want to protest and make it harder and lesser people's work harder. I hope retail workers who fix the displays dox the people who ruin them. Well, I hope they don't dox them, but like, this is such a ridiculous nothing burger for people to be upset about. I caught this man after he bumped into a Feastable display. I mean, it's just a joke, right? People are joking. I don't get it. When you don't order Mr. Beast chocolate bars, I hunted 100 people. Mr. Beast is no stranger to controversy. Well, of course. You know, people are losing their minds over just what is like a simple thing. By the way, it's a pretty nice display, to be honest with you. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 shelves. I don't know if that bottom shelf is his too. I don't even know. This must be in like the fancy candy aisle. I only buy candy in the checkout, like a normal human. But I mean, this is, again, Mr. Beast sparks backlash for telling fans to, quote, sabotage competitors. That's not what he said. Like, it's so dumb. Like, I'm totally going to mess with this guy's stuff if I see it on the shelves.
Oh, no.
Reply, despite backlash from some waves of fans. By the way, the amount of sad, perpetually angry, rage.
What are you going to do?
Soy losers out there versus the number of fans that Mr. Beast has that will collect it, or that will fix it, or you know, he vastly outnumbers them. But after asking help from his followers, some of course taking part, others causing others to hit out at the YouTube star, some arguing that he's taking advantage of his fans. No, he's not forcing them to do it. After he said, while you're at it, you may want to move some Hershey bars around and make sure Feastables has plenty of space. I wouldn't complain. I mean, do we care about Hershey's anymore? Like, I think Feastables, I mean, I think he said the company's going to have like $1 billion valuation at some point. I think I need Mr. Beast to sell my coffee. You know, I think, like, you know, it's fascinating to watch late-stage capitalism where people are honored to do free labor for rich people that don't care about them because they feel some kind of connection and loyalty, like a dog wanting a treat. Why is everything, like, so evil to these people? Like, why is, you know, it's like the internet has ruined everything. It's so weird and so soy to be this mad about Mr. Beast. I mean, and, like, again, remember when, like, patient cured in Mr. Beast's video, blindness video, defends YouTuber from exploitation allegations. Remember when last time he cured 1,000 people's blindness or functional blindness? People actually got mad about that. They're like, he's just using them for clout. So?
Oh, it's supposed to be
lay.
lay.
Ask those 1,000 people who got a free surgery to fix their eyes if they care that Mr. Beast got some views on it. How do you think he paid for those surgeries, by the way? And he also brought significant awareness to the fact that these surgeries are readily available and difficult to afford for people, and they shouldn't be. Certainly, insurance companies should pay for it. Don't you want someone to go back to work? He started that and got that conversation going, and people were mad about it. People just want to be mad online these days, and you know, I can't blame them when all the algorithms out there literally just push outrage stuff constantly. But you know, I don't think that Mr. Beast is the enemy here. I don't think a few of his fans taking selfies by his chocolate bars are the worst thing to ever happen on the internet. So good luck, Mr. Beast. Maybe you can ask your fans to check out coffeebrandcoffee.com too, or Meta PCs, both very important partners of the channel, but one of which I own. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Yeah, I was 16 years old. We watched it. Oh, 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 oh. We're not going to do his premiere live. We're going to find that delay for that. We'll play this one last Adam Sessler video, and then we'll jump into
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, an old friend of the show. Well, old anti-friend of the show. Adam Sessler was getting canceled over the weekend, and I saw him trending a couple times, and I wasn't exactly sure what in the heck was going on. Well, it turns out a really inconvenient old video popped up, and the leftist Twitter wasn't very happy with Mr. Sessler. And you know what? I understand it. Look, it's an old video. It's 15 years old. I don't even think it's that offensive, I guess, unless there's something else. So we're going to take a look at it. But this is your people, right? This is what the left does. They pretend to be outraged, selective outrage, and the whole thing is really, really bizarre. So Adam tweeted, "I'm willing to be your racist today, just as I have been your addict, your censor, your homophobe time and again. It seems to serve a purpose, and I have no image. I have no image I care to maintain. Then I'll let it run the same course as it does all the others." Of course, Christina Tasty tweeting, Adam Sessler, by his own admission, made up a group of people in his head that represent gamers so he could accuse them of racism over minor disagreements. Now, in defense of a video that hasn't aged well, he's admitting that he's a racist despite that fictional group. For context, Sessler had said that he comes up with the definition himself. He's flipped the script this time to straight up to say that he is, of course,
actually does work.
He could have apologized.
Better than a chair
it was a different
behind
time,
the knob.
but he went out and decided that he was going to call himself racist, I guess. What is this clip? I hit Adam Sessler actually putting on yellowface for unironically and can't go any further. I don't want to know how much worse it gets. Let's see.
It is time of gamer. Morgan-san. Explain.
Wait, is that him? It doesn't look like him at all. Those aren't them. I don't get it. I don't.
Follow me as I follow Shad through the streets of Tokyo, Japan. I'm your noble translator, Extreme Kennen.
I don't.
Hello, it's Shad Grimgravy, your astral navigator through the archipelagos of Hypnotica. When health is low and life looks short, a power-up these. Merely a
What?
choking hazard in our terrestrial worlds.
I don't even understand. Why is this offensive? He's actually not like in yellow face. I thought maybe he had actually like. Does he say something?
Give sweet rejuvenation, lotion, pheromone, rotor.
I don't.
Seductive salaciousness awaits around every corner in this game.
I don't get it.
Of Tokyo.
Okay, I mean, it's funny. I mean, I guess. So do they have a problem with what's the other one? The don't get eliminated. MX something. MX. I when I say MXR, I always think of the YouTube channel now, but it was MXC. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
Beautiful, immersive, and wondrous.
He's not even trying to talk like he's Japanese or whatever.
Someone here. Here's a look at a Japanese commercial for X-Play that started running here last week.
What the? I don't get it. Ooh, nice. Bueno, okay, that's all it is. This is what went viral. 500,000 likes. I don't think Japanese people are this soft. I suspect that this person. Oh, maybe they are Japanese. I was like, I suspect this person's probably not even Japanese, but it looks like there is. I don't even get it. Like, you don't need to be so sensitive. The Japanese stereotype Americans all the time. Oh yeah, the Japanese stereotype Americans all the time in anime. There's blackface still. You don't have to be offended on behalf of everyone or expect someone to apologize for something 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, like, this is the reaction. This is like a this is, I mean, does anybody even care? G4 reboot failed because it wasn't racist. You hate X-Play. Oh wait, the only offensive thing about this is that the jokes weren't funny. Garage Mystic. I don't know. They'd follow me though, so shout out. The same Western journalists now want everyone to be canceled and call everyone. Yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing. Like, G4 really was a Kotaku of old. Thank God the revival failed. Is this why Western game journalists pretend to be against racism now because of this? Also, this is an issue with board games as well. Games from Japan hardly get any press. Well, that's not racism. It's also about a market. This is so weird. And like Adam's meltdown, like you see, some people weren't around when JRPGs were being dragged by mainstream gaming press and have no clue why some devs felt slighted by the term. So I just want to take you to this 2006 Baton Kaitos Origins review from X-Play as an example. And then Adam wrote, dude is angry. I didn't like his consumer boner simulator in 2006. A truer gamer there never was. I mean, I guess this is the weirdest. Like, I mean, it's hilarious to me. That like, let's see, Tark's Gauntlet. I'm trying to and he just self-canceled. He's just like, no, yep, I'm racist. Yep, that's it. Like that's Tark's Gauntlet. Okay. Hopefully they don't tweet all the time. Okay. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's this one has 1 million plays.
We all know who will replace us. India, the billion-strong foe.
Trying to keep up, Chopper. What's all that mean?
Whoa.
But certainly not Japan, because while they may be technologically advanced and financially powerful, they're already in decline. You want proof? Here's Baton Kaitos Origins.
Well, I guess that was pretty spicy. I mean, that was pretty spicy. I don't know anything about the game, but that was pretty spicy.
Let me guess. It's probably a young hero with some sort of memory problem who is fighting a vastly overwhelming Evo Fascio magical empire. Cliched burden boy of action who will save us all is named Sagi. Rhymes with Saki. Saki! Which I could use a lot of right now. Sagi! Sagi! And apparently nothing says prequel like improved breast physics on the shopkeepers. Sagi! Saki!
Nice.
Sagi! Sagi! Will you shut up about Sagi? Sagi! Sagi!
I-
Sagi! Sagi! Baton Kaitos Origin is an RPG for the GameCube. That about says it all.
So they didn't like the game, but that was a pretty spicy opener, I guess.
No.
This is about normal for Adam Sessler. Like former G4 host Adam Sessler goes on deranged multi-day tirade against gamers. He really has not been doing awesome. I mean, certainly I know a thing or two about going on bizarre, unhinged rants on Twitter, but it just seems really weird to me that this is like, what is going on with Adam Sessler? What's going on with the left? Like this, they're just going to cancel their own now. It's self-canceling. It's just so much easier, I guess, than taking a responsibility. I don't really see anything in there that is like really, really horrible. I mean, it's pretty stereotypy in like a cringe way, but I wouldn't exactly say it's like super offensive. That other intro is the intro to that review is pretty spicy. But Adam Sessler running around with a wispy, curly mustache. I mean, I guess you could cancel yourself over it. Nobody's gonna miss Adam Sessler. I mean, I think that he's one of the worst people in the world, in general. I think he really hasn't tweeted anything today. He's been going off. He's reading. At the end of the day, my only regret I'll admit to publicly is that I spent as much time as life as I did in the thrall of such an insipid culture and audience. This is what he put out last night. You can't see it because it's in a private window, but I love the games and game design, but the rest is an orgy of desperation that I wasted decades on. So he just really, really hates gamers. Like, final thought on the latest alt-right cause celebi progressive knee-jerk catharsis. I'm not your monkey. I'm not going to participate in these meaningless shrieks of public rebuke. I mean, he's getting completely demolished. It's what a weird time to be on the internet. But it's Adam Susser, so it could have happened to a better person. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Oh yeah, it used to be good. It used to be good. All right, gonna watch this on a slight delay.
In Midland, Michigan. We are on the corner of Larkin and McDonald Street. Larkin and McDonald.
We're gonna speed it up till we catch
We're
up.
gonna walk the downtown area, but they got speakers every other, I don't know, pole. You see them black poles right there? Let me see if I can show you those black poles. Every other one of those poles, they have these big speakers, and they're just jamming out, you know, copyrighted, protected music in the public. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya?
Well, the police can't help you either, but feel free to waste taxpayer money.
Interrupt me? That was rude. So yeah, they're playing copyrighted protected music out in public. So if you want to walk around and, you know, record the downtown area and post that, you can't, because it has copyrighted music playing out in the open. They're not a broadcasting network. The city doesn't own the copyrights to that music, yet they're openly broadcasting to the public. I'm not sure that's 100% lawful. So we're going to do some checking and look into that and see if we can't make them take them speakers down. Quite possibly. That's the goal. So we're going to look into that. If anybody has any information on whether a city has a right to openly broadcast copyright protected music, copyrighted music, whatever, to the general public, is lawful. It doesn't seem like something they should be able to do. I mean, I understand if you're in a private business and you have a subscription to Sirius XM and you want to broadcast that in your store or something. I totally 100% get that. She was super mad for some reason.
Yeah, and then Frost brought him down last fall. Manny.
Interrupted my narration. I was trying to tell a story. How rude is that? That is just so rude. Who do these people think they are? That they can just come out in public and start interrupting people and demanding things from them, like answers. It's ridiculous. This is Pajnak, Dyer, Kinar, Shefsky, and Thompson, attorneys at law, here in Midland, Michigan. See, they got a nice private little window front here. Can't really see much in there, and they got that nice wall there protecting their view. You know, you can see it's only part of a wall. So,
that's
well
cool.
thought out privacy. Pretty smart. I give them
My
that.
dad used to watch that all the time. I watched it with him.
Wouldn't have the problems we have today, you know? Oh, there's the receptionist. She's around the corner, eh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, but there's nobody there.
Shit.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, yeah? Sure it wasn't just you walking by the window you seen? Oh, they're coming out. Oh, they're coming out. That's a nice looking truck. Are they coming out? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think they work here. Oh, so I can hear that music all the way over here. You hear it? You can hear it all the way over here. Who is this guy?
Did you fart? Did you fart? Did you fart? Did you fart?
Who are
Did you
ya?
fart?
Who are ya? Huh? Who are ya?
You're wrong.
Huh? Hey, you're an attorney. You should know public photography is allowed, and anything I can see from public, I can record, including through your windows. So pull your blinds down. Another dumb attorney. You got all kinds of privacy on the windows here in the front, but you got none here on these side windows. That's real smart. That's real super smart guy. Come out yelling at somebody.
Super angry.
Yeah.
You would answer my question.
Right. Why?
Ask me if you farted, so you send it to you.
Dude, that's a Catholic school right there. Yeah, right there on the right.
I don't know if they had that crazy ordinance like they do.
It's not a public school. That's not a public school.
But it doesn't specify public.
Well, I'm across the street. They can kiss my ass. Well, because there's a school there, I can't walk down this sidewalk with my camera? That's ignorant. Everett Carpet Company. And there's a taco stand. And they're open. Proper taco. Oh, okay. Well, hey, over here. Wow. Oh, there's nobody in there. They got no chairs. They got just a bunch of sinks. What in the world? What the hell? What the hell?
He got his toolbox.
I got a toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Art entertainment at Creative 360. Cocktails and canvas. Kids and canvas. Creative canvas. Paint your pet. And more. Why would I want to paint my pet?
You're saying paint a portrait of your pet.
Oh, I thought they wanted me to paint my pet. That's a pretty dog. Yeah, he's well trained.
Yep.
Very well trained. Yes, indeed. If that truck's unlocked, that's unlawful.
Yep.
That is illegal to leave your vehicle running with the doors unlocked.
I actually didn't know that.
The more you know. And knowing is half the battle.
The more you know, the more.
That's, there's a couple people in there sitting. Yeah, 3 at the bar, 1 behind the bar, 1 in the back. They don't look very busy. To me, this is tap room witchcraft. Drink local, drink well. And then I do believe I'm going to cross here because I know there's speakers right up here. I can already hear them. Oh, don't drip on me. Do not drip on me, please. It's Eddie's. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Eddie. I want half. Hello, Eddie. I want half. Edward Jones. Eddie, I want half. Anybody remember that? Tell me who that is that said that. What comedian? Oh, yeah. Hello, Eddie. I want half, Eddie.
I'm sorry, we have clients.
Why? What? Why are you apologizing for?
Well, I was just going to ask if you could
Who are you?
not video.
Who are you?
I am a branch office administrator, Edward Jones. We have clients in the office, and I'm asking that you not be videotaping this.
Who are you?
Thank you. Have a great day.
Who are you?
Just so long as you don't try to tell us we can't do it, it's all good. There's no signs where you're sitting, so.
Well, I like that coat. See, hey, MCC, you need one of them coats.
Getting on the phone.
You need one of them coats, man.
Trench? Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I used to have a duster that I wore all the time.
That's what you need, a duster. Yeah, you need to get you another one.
How's it going? You at the moment. Smile. Nice coat, man.
I was just admiring the coat. You're wearing the shit out of it. I said I was admiring the coat. You're wearing the shit out of it. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya?
You too, man.
I have to know who you are before you ask me questions.
Oh, she shut him.
Oh, she got that irritated.
She didn't come lock the door.
Yeah, she locked the door. We're not coming in. We would never. Hey, look, it's the FedEx. No, that's the Prime guy. Not to be confused with the FedEx guy. If if Amazon, UPS, and FedEx got together, it'd be Prime Fed Up.
have a point.
Oh, what we got here? Hi. How are you? I want a van like that. I want a van like that, and I just want to put 2 couches in the back. That's it. And I just, you know what I'm saying? Family trip time. Let's go. Get on the couch. Oh, yeah. How you in the doorway, smart? There she is. I see her. Hi.
Hi. Oh, yeah, there she is. She's on the phone.
Yep. Probably calling the police. Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh,
Are you waiting here?
That was a really good impression.
Store closed. That'd make a good jewelry store.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Might have been. There's another closed store. Uh-oh. Espresso Milano. Coffee house. I like coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Magical
Coffee,
bean
coffee,
just
coffee.
makes you go brew.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Caffeine crack.
Coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I like coffee. Avocados from Mexico? I might have to get a taco if they're nice.
Ruh-roh, we've been spotted.
Oh, no. We've been spotted, Shaggy. I want a taco now.
He's just going to stand there and smile with his cookie.
How much are their tacos? I can't read that menu. I mean, as long as they're not outrageously priced, I think I'll have a taco, but
You smell good. I can smell it from here.
Zoom in on the menu.
I love his stash. Look at that. He's working on a handlebar stash. I like that. That's impressive. What's up, man?
What's up?
I love the handlebars you're going for, man.
Don't even worry about it.
Huh?
It's messed up the heck.
It's messed up the heck.
I know one one's going down, the other one's going up.
Uh-oh.
What's the prices on tacos?
$5 a piece, every single one.
Oh, right on.
Well, we're gonna have some tacos before we leave then. Heck yeah.
Where'd you get these fancy setups?
Oh, you know, little piece by piece. Yeah, piece by piece.
Fantastic.
Years of collaboration and trying one
You don't have
thing.
gyroscopes in them, do they?
No.
No?
Yeah, I can't use it no more. This new phone won't work. It won't work. I'm so mad about that. It's not. Now I'm gonna have to sell my Osmo Vive. You wanna buy it? I don't know.
Great price.
How about one thing? You want to advertise the business?
I'm not really.
Well, we're YouTube famous, so if you want to advertise your business, now's the time to do it. Free advertisement. Are you the best? Are you the best tacos in town? Okay, well then there you go. Proper taco, the best tacos in Midland. Right there, propertacoshop.com.
Corner Ashman and Larkin.
Come on in and get out of the cold. All right, well we'll do that. And maybe I'll buy a taco. Here, well, let's let these fine dressed men out. I feel underdressed. Oh wow, I feel way underdressed. I'm glad you guys are leaving. You can make me feel bad about myself in there. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, that smells pretty good. Authentic Mexican. I love it. They got burritos with extra sour cream. What's that?
I don't have straight sour cream even. I have cilantro lime crema. I have queso fresco. No, I'm sorry. Lemon pepper crema. It's fantastic.
Oh, so you don't even have sour cream?
I mean, I do, but I flavor it. I'm also.
Oh, okay. Oh man, they're outshining Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell don't flavor their sour cream at all.
No, I put flour. Fill it out or something.
I guess. Oh wow. Well, what's good, man?
Everything's good.
The $5 taco? The $5 taco. Huh? Oh, they're all $5. Oh wow.
So Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Robert Jones. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, all tacos.
Oh really?
Yeah. Robert Jones is Tostado, so I take.
Go to rehab. Amy Winehouse, get out. Oh man, dude, I'll have to take a Jimi Hendrix.
You'll do it?
Yeah, give me a Jimi Hendrix, man.
Fantastic.
You're listening to Hendrix, but are you hearing Hendrix? That's what I'm saying. I can. I absolutely can. I absolutely can. Oh, they got. I guess stuff for sale here too, huh?
Oh yeah, I got the sassiest merch around.
The sassiest merch around. Heck yeah, man. Are you the manager?
No.
Well, they need to make you the manager.
Check these out.
I will cut you. Day drinking, calm your tits, and
When I tell you this
pound.
smells exactly like grass, I mean this smells exactly like grass. Give that a sniff. I think most people's favorite is the day drinking. That might just be my day drinker.
They're candles.
Yeah.
Well, I like the day drinking.
Oh, I can't help myself to use the lift just for them Comio tips.
Nope. I like the day drinking one.
Welcome to Pound Town. It smells like pound cake.
Nope. Day drinking. Nope. That made me throw up.
That's the first nope I've got.
Dude, I went to the dispensary, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I guess it was, and they They said, you got to smell this. Unicorn breath. They're like, you got to smell this. So they opened the bowl and they waffed the lid at me, and I said, it smelled like hot garbage from a landfill.
Oh no, dude.
I bought some.
Like something that smells like
All the steak eaters go
exactly like
on it super well.
No, it smelled like hot garbage from a landfill, and I bought some. And I kept smelling. I had to get more smells. After a while, it's kind of like, ooh, that's nice. But the first initial smell was like, wow. I had to take a minute to think about it, and I was like, well, let me smell it again. The more I smelled it, the more I wanted it. All right, y'all. So we had our tacos. Man, at Jimi Hendrix was delicious.
What did we get?
The Jimmy Morrison.
Still kicking
They got the Jimmy Morrison. I got the Jimi Hendrix. Jim Morrison. Yep.
Well, it was definitely a little bit on the spicy side,
but it's still amazing.
Well, I'm glad I got the one I got because it wasn't spicy at all, and it tasted fantastic.
Drop the link.
See, that's the problem. When I eat spicy food, I don't taste anything but the spice. I don't taste the rest of the food. It's like it singes my taste buds off. No, nobody at the receptionist desk.
Twinkie defense.
I guess the cops never came here. They may have while we was eating. Huh? What's that, Benjamin Edwards or whatever that is? Let's walk this way then. We'll get as close to this main road as we can without having to hear that music. I was almost going to say that dude was cool until I found out he was liberal.
Oh, look, they grill in the backyard.
Anybody that thinks Joe Biden is a good president is out of their gourds.
That witchcraft.
Oh, yeah.
They grill out back.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're cooking out.
It's not used on a regular basis.
More than likely, because they're a brewery, not so much a restaurant, but that's cool.
Heck yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Twice as nice. Resale.
Twice as nice, or twice as nice? Well, that's a nice looking little store. It doesn't look all cluttered like a lot of the resale shops you see. You know what I mean? They look real cluttered, packed full of garbage. How you doing? Yeah, see, now I can hear the music, so I'm gonna cross over and continue on to the next blockage. Hopefully it's not in my heart. You got some old shutters there, huh? Probably not that old though, right?
Yeah, they're retiring, so time to take out the shelves.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yep,
This door here?
No, the one on the corner.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You guys don't need any plywood, do you?
Man, I wouldn't have any way to haul it if I did. Wow. And I'm not from Midland.
There you go.
I like that. It's a nice looking little mantle there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
it's got some life left in it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully you can refurbish it, right?
Yeah.
Put it on Craigslist or Facebook.
Try.
Heck yeah. Got to get that hustle on. Have a good one, brother.
Thank you.
Investments for generations.
The only one I can see is this window all the way to the back.
Oh, yeah. We've been spotted.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, we've been spotted.
Oh, yeah, here she comes.
Oh, yeah. Right? Run. Play cue music. Run.
Bomber.
Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are
I
you?
won't stand too close to your door with my cigarette.
Jordan in public, that's all.
Touring the town.
You want to plug your business?
Benjamin F. Edwards. We are an investment firm housed in St. Louis, Missouri. We have great advisors, so any financial questions that you have, send them out.
Awesome.
Cool. You're based out of St. Louis, Missouri? Oh, cool. That's close to home for me.
Yeah, we got about 93 branches total. We're looking to get to 100 by
Are you going to take out Edward Jones? Competition's right down the street. What's he say?
You asked if she's going to take out Edward Jones. She's like, always.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying there was one somewhere. We just seen it.
Right down there.
Yeah.
Tiny little bit.
Tiny little hole in the wall. Cool. My idea of an investment is an ounce of weed, maybe a pound, so I don't have to keep going back and buying it so much. That's an investment. Because I sell some to my friends, get a little bit back, maybe make a little bit, little interest. That's right. Exactly right. That's right. You got to grow. Have a good day. You've been so pleasant. Man, look at that pile of freaking snow.
I want to climb it.
And it don't melt because the sun don't hit it. April. Yeah, he'll be there till mid-April. I thought that was a cop car for a second. What is? Oh, is that Amber or consumers or something?
ATP.
Hmm. What do we got down here? Oh, here we go. Let's go down this way.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Oh, hello. How are you? Awesome. Enjoying this lovely weather, isn't it? What's up, man?
Beautiful blue sky.
How you doing? Oh, yeah? What do you do? What do you do? Oh, okay.
Calling and rigging.
Inquiring minds want to know. It's your office and? It's your office and? Independent community living. Huh.
We're not doing it. It's all good.
I'm going over here first, then the bank. I don't know. It is warming up nicely. Woo, I need to get that one out.
Yeah, that was a rough one, sounded like.
It's a nice looking truck. I like those rims on it. Those look really good.
Right?
Yeah. It's a nice truck. You're welcome. Hey, dude, don't crop dust me, bro.
It looked like you was trying to.
Oh, wow, I can't see nada. Nothing. Stairs up, stairs down. No windows to be seen. Through.
Damn,
That
dude.
one has some.
Two canister in your asshole?
No, that inhaler's helping, dude. That one has some fucking arch and distance.
Yeah, it did.
That was awesome.
Look, coming in the second floor.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, you stand there and make him super uncomfortable. I'm gonna go down here and make these people uncomfortable.
Not bad. I'm good.
Me first. Me first. I'm gonna start a channel called Real Life Troll.
Look at so out of here. Oh, Trolls are us.
Trolls are us. Trolls in real life. Call it Turl. It'll be Turl.
Computer right there.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
can't even test.
Yeah, my new channel is gonna be called Turl. T-I-R-L. Troll in real life.
There you go.
Too bad I couldn't come up with a last word that started with a D and it could be turd. Oh. She's hiding. Hi. Hi. Uh-oh. Nope, you got to twist the little stick. Yeah, you got to twist the stick. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to try and talk over this music while I can. I don't know how successful I'll be. I don't know how long-winded I'll be able to be, but they got that music playing. So maybe we can make it in between because they got them on about every fourth pole. Nope, see, there's one there. See, they're just everywhere. So you got to really talk over these things so you don't get a copyright strike because they want to play copyrighted music out in the public sphere where the public walks. And it just makes it impossible. But I think they do that on purpose, and that could be considered prior restraint by the city. It's quite possible that it could be. So hopefully I can edit out the little bit of background music that we're having here, so it doesn't.
I don't want to watch the FBI's
strike.
version of that.
So I can keep talking. Man, I don't know how long-winded I can actually be. Man, that's ridiculous.
Story about it.
Wow, man, that music's just way too loud. The city should get sued for that. That's what should really happen. That shouldn't be allowed. What? I don't need help. I didn't ask for any help. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Huh? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, you know. Oh, yeah. Okay. Curiosity killed the cat. Yes, it did. Curiosity killed the cat. Oh, don't call 911 now. Don't call 911. Oh, no. No, don't do it. Don't call. Don't call 911. What is wrong? Oh, there he goes. He's on the phone. He's calling 911, everybody. Look out. He's calling 911. I got to talk over this music. I can't stop or it's going to get me a copyright strike. Sorry if it sounds like I'm just jabbering on and talking because I actually really am trying to get over the music. So, time to take a breath. I'm in between speakers. See what you got to go through? This should be illegal. That should be considered prior restraint by the city. It absolutely should. Because they're not a broadcast company, you know what I'm saying? They haven't paid for the right to broadcast copyrighted music to the public. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe that's something we're going to look into. A new fight. A new mission. They both run in different directions. They're like roaches.
Yeah, that is funny.
People crack me up. Oh no, Kevin, run and hide, hurry!
Yeah.
Oh really?
No. Still just plugging away on the computer.
Hi!
Nope. Totally
Nope.
oblivious.
Wow. Must have, yeah. Cool. That's what it should be, though. Hi! It does have some great acoustics. I would agree. Hi! I like a good echo. All right, so we got a Larkin parking ramp, and that's really about it for Midland here. I'm not going to walk up and down that main drag and battle all that broadcast music. I'm breathing better, but not that well.
Yeah.
There she is, right there. I don't know if you can see her from here. I can't.
It is.
There she goes. I don't know where she's going. She went somewhere in the back to her safe space, her camera-free safe space. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Oh yeah.
You
Oh, okay.
started.
Yeah, she disappeared into the back to her camera-free safe
I
space.
haven't gotten any reports that you were there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't know if I want to go to the window.
Uh-oh.
This Monday?
But they got a camera right there, right there, and right there. Why would you mind my camera? I don't see why my camera would bother you.
Okay, all right. Hang on a second. Oh, so you started for first shift. Okay, just hang on a second. Let me. Yeah, no, I remember you.
What?
Yeah, you were supposed to send me a picture of that. Yep, just either screenshot it or whatever you need to do, and just text
on to the next location. We'll see you there, and God bless.
For the Constitution and federal case law
No problem, man.
all
How's it
verbal
going?
insults of police.
Hey, how's it going?
Bitch ass parent, even Willy Wonka Munchkin motherfucker.
How's it going?
They are all allowed.
Good. Good to hear. All right, if you have any issues, just reach out to me. Bye. Who's this fool? There we go. Wait. A little high bind too.
Do you mind NordVPN making everything about your internet experience palatial resorts that draw you in with dreams of striking it rich, and almost all of them leave having gained nothing but a good time? One gambler, however, had his own idea for how to make a fortune from a casino. It didn't involve a lucky hand, though, but a bomb, one of the largest and most complex improvised explosive devices ever seen by American law enforcement. The bomber's big gamble was that the casino and the cops would rather pay his ransom than risk the lives of innocent casino patrons. This is the true story of the Harvey's casino bombing, a crime so unbelievable that it makes you wonder why they haven't made a movie about it yet. It has it all: piles of money, a nationwide manhunt, tons of media attention, and of course, a big bang. State Line, Nevada is barely a speck on the map. The unincorporated community on the south shore of Lake Tahoe only has 850 year-round residents. The only thing it has going for it is its strategic location. As its name suggests, it's right on the border between California and Nevada. To the west of State Line is the California city of South Lake Tahoe, one of the state's biggest tourist playgrounds. The lake, the sixth largest in the U.S. after the Great Lakes, offers plenty of fun during the summer, while the surrounding Sierra Nevada mountains provide for some of the finest ski slopes in America in the winter. One thing the city doesn't have, though, is gambling, since it's illegal in California, and that's where...
This guy has a lot of subs, so I might get copyrighted for playing this one. I should have just played the FBI one. I just realized. Wow. So I may have to interrupt it from time to time. How old is it? 3 months? It's 3 months old. Speed it up a little bit.
State Line comes in. By 1980, there were 4 casinos in State Line, conveniently located as close to the California border as possible. The hotels on the California side of the border routinely organized bus trips to and from the casinos, a profitable enterprise for everyone but the tourists. One of these casinos was Harvey's Wagon Wheel Resort and Casino. Harvey's was the first casino opened in the area in 1944, and 20 years later, owner Harvey Gross opened a gambling palace to rival anything in Las Vegas at the time, an 11-story building with multiple gaming floors and almost 200 hotel rooms. It was Harvey Gross's pride and joy, the culmination of a lifetime of work for
Harvey Gross
from Sacramento, and it made him exceedingly rich. At 5:30 a.m. on August 26, 1980, Bob Binson, the casino's night shift supervisor, was heading down to the gift shop to buy a packet of cigarettes.
So they turned what the FBI has as the 5-minute video into almost a 20-minute video.
When he noticed a strange object sitting on the floor in the storage area on the second floor. It was a large steel box with a smaller box welded to the top of it. 28 toggle switches were the only thing marring the smooth silver surfaces of the object, carefully numbered and arranged in rows. On top of the box was an envelope with a typewritten note inside it. Vincent summoned security supervisor Simon Caden, who read the note and realized to his horror that this thing was a bomb, supposedly with enough explosive power to blow up the entire building and everyone in it. By the time dawn broke over the mountains, the scene around Harvey's casino was chaotic. The entire resort was immediately evacuated. Many guests standing outside in their bathrobes or without shoes on while they awaited transportation to a local high school for temporary lodging. Police cordoned off the street while bomb squad officers and federal agents poured over the site, examining the device in detail. Their prognosis wasn't good. The bomb was so complex in its construction that there was no way that it was fake. As one officer noted, no one would go through all of that effort and then fill the thing up with kitty litter. What was worse, the thing was loaded with booby traps. It could not be moved, drilled into, or opened without setting it off. For most of the people looking at it, including some of the country's foremost explosive experts, it was both the largest and most complex improvised explosive device that they'd ever encountered. Investigators turned to the note that came with the bomb. Like the device itself, the note was far more complicated than the usual handwritten, "This is a bomb, pay me a ransom," or else that they were used to seeing. It was 3 typewritten pages, which bragged about how complex the device was and provided extraordinarily detailed instructions for delivering $3 million in ransom money via helicopter to a remote spot in the mountains north of town. Even if the ransom was paid, the note claims that the bomb couldn't be disarmed, not even by the person that made it. What they could do, however, was provide instructions on how to turn off the motion sensing detector so that it could be safely removed and detonated off-site. The FBI agents in charge went to Harvey Gross to see if he was willing to pay the ransom. Now, Harvey obviously didn't want to see his casino blown up, but he also didn't want anybody to get hurt trying to move the bomb. After all, they only had the bomber's words that it could be rendered safe enough to move without going off. With that being the case, the casino magnate told the FBI that he wouldn't give those sons of a any of his money. At midnight that night, a helicopter took off from Lake Tahoe Airport, heading into the mountains to look for a strobe light that was the signal from the bomber for the helicopter to land. On board was the ransom, actually cut up newspaper with about $1,000 in cash mixed in to make it look real. The FBI also hoped to capture the bomber at the drop-off point for the ransom, but there was a mix-up. The helicopter went to the wrong place. It was forced to return empty-handed. The governor of Nevada, Robert List, went over the radio to announce that the authorities were still willing to make the ransom drop, but the bomber just needed to contact them again. In the meantime, though, there was still a gigantic bomb ticking down to detonation inside of Harvey's, and they needed to figure out what to do about it. So it's Millie's situation. You're at the coffee shop, the airport, wherever, and there's that sign, free Wi-Fi. And it's got those 5 strong bars after the bomb scare started. The eyes of America's media were all trained on staying. Beyond the quarter-mile cordon established by the police, a large crowd of curious onlookers had gathered, most of them probably hoping to see the building blow up. Some enterprising businessmen had started printing t-shirts that said, "I got bombed at Harvey's," and was doing brisk business selling to gawkers. Rumors swirled around town that gamblers were placing bets in the other still open casinos about whether or not the bomb was going to go off. Across the street of the Sahara, some of the nation's leading explosive experts gathered at the incident command post. They included Army EOD technicians, civilian scientists who designed bombs for the military, even representatives from the newly created Nuclear Emergency Search Team, NEST, whose job it is to respond to criminal incidents where nuclear weapons might be involved. They, together with police and FBI bomb experts, debated about what to do with the Harvey's bomb. Every idea that was floated for disarming the device was shot down as unworkable. Finally, a civilian who worked for the Navy, Leonard Wolfson, suggested a solution that sounded insane at first, and that was more explosives. The idea was to place a shaped charge of the plastic explosive C4 on the box. When detonated, the charge would decapitate the brain of the bomb, located in the smaller box stacked on top of all the explosives, before it had a chance to trigger the wiring that would set off the bomb. It was a risky plan, but it seems like the only one they could come up with that had any chance of disarming the bomb. That afternoon, a very nervous police bomb tech placed the specially constructed charge next to the bomb, precisely checking the angles and distances to ensure that it was in the correct position. At 3:45 p.m., almost 35 hours after the bomb was placed, the police set off the C4. It was immediately obvious that the attempt to disarm the bomb had failed. The entire payload detonated, ripping through the casino floor and hotel rooms above. The windows of the Harrah's casino across the street were blown out as a cloud of billowing debris and rubble fell all over the place. The crowd of onlookers cheered and laughed as they watched the bomb go up. The explosion was covered on all sides by news cameras, and the footage was soon broadcast worldwide. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but the building was severely damaged, the blast leaving a crater 5 stories deep in the building. Investigators spent weeks sifting through the debris looking for parts of the bomb, alongside personnel from the casino who were looking for over $1 million worth of cash and casino chips that had been left behind when the building was evacuated and were now just lying around everywhere. Amazingly, the bomb hadn't knocked the casino down and hadn't even put all of the slot machines and gaming tables out of action. Harvey's partially reopened 2 days after the bombing and went back into full operation the next year after repairs totaling $18 million. With the immediate crisis over, investigators now have a very important question left to answer. Who was responsible for this? Among the 200,000 Hungarian refugees that fled their native country after the failed uprising against the communist government in 1956 was a 35-year-old man named Janos Burgess and his wife, Elizabeth. Later, Burgess would later tell people that he'd flown for the Axis during World War II and had been taken prisoner by the Soviet Union, but no evidence has surfaced to verify these claims. The couple moved to Fresno, a California city about 250 miles south of Lake Tahoe, and anglicized their names, as many Americans do. Big John, as he became known, started a successful landscaping business, while Elizabeth managed family-owned restaurants, the Villa Basque. They had 2 sons, John Jr., known as Johnny, and James, or Jimmy. Like the early 1970s, it seems they were living every immigrant family's dream of success in their new home. Big John was a millionaire, with a home on 15 acres of land outside of Fresno, a fleet of Mercedes cars, even his own airplane that he taught himself to fly. But all was not well in the Burgess family. Big John had a notoriously bad temper and routinely beat both his wife and his children with his fists, coat hangers, boots, and whatever he had bring to hand. Both John and Elizabeth began drinking heavily. The more they drank, the more they fought. Elizabeth finally had enough and filed for divorce in 1973. 2 years later, she was found dead in a field behind the family home. While officially ruled as suicide, an intentional overdose of alcohol and Valium, her sons found the manner of death highly suspicious. They believed their father had killed her. Around the time Elizabeth died, Big John seemed to go off the rails completely. He abruptly sold his landscaping business and began to spend more and more time gambling at the casinos up in Lake Tahoe. His favorite place was Harvey's Wagon Wheel, where he was treated like a high roller, given a complimentary hotel suite, befriended by the staff. He even spent a weekend at Harvey Gross's ranch in 1976, where he was given a chance to fly the casino boss's helicopter. He began spending more and more money, especially at blackjack tables, and routinely left his sons to fend for themselves for weeks at a time while he gambled away the family fortune up in Tahoe. By the end of the 1970s, Big John was running out of money and he was racking up debt. In 1978, Villa Basque burned to the ground. Police suspected it was torched deliberately for insurance money, which Burgess promptly lost at the casinos. Debt collectors from Harvey's began showing up at his home, looking for payments that they were owed. He desperately tried to make back what he lost by placing still more work in the hole. Even his health was beginning to fail. In 1979, he was diagnosed with abdominal cancer, which has a high mortality rate even today, let alone back then. With apparently nothing left to lose, Burgess decided to embark on an audacious scheme to reverse his sagging fortunes to get all the money back that he had lost, and with interest. John Burgess had always been something of a tinkerer. His workshop was full of half-finished projects and ideas. He was very good with tools. He was comfortable around dynamite as well, and it turned out that getting his hands on half a ton of the stuff was the easy part of his skill. He and his 2 sons simply drove up to an unguarded construction site in the middle of the night and stole it from an explosives depot. Burgess stored the dynamite in his walk-in freezer while he built the bomb. Big John spent months laboring over his device, carefully assembling every piece by hand. He rigged the bomb with 8 separate triggering mechanisms, including half a dozen booby traps to prevent the bomb squad from disarming it. He attached aluminium foil to the steel casing of the bomb and wired it so that if someone drilled into the casing, it would complete the circuit and set the device off. He wired the screws used to secure the lid of the bomb to prevent them from being unscrewed. He even wired up a float from a toilet system that would set the bomb off if the bomb squad attempted to flood the trigger mechanism with water or foam. The deadliest trap, of course, was the motion sensor. It prevented the device from being moved
I hate
This posed the
iPhones.
greatest risk to the occupants of Harvey's, as it was perfectly plausible for the bomb to blow up accidentally if it was jostled by anything from someone falling on it to an earthquake. Burgess chose Harvey's as his target because
Thanks
his
for
plan
the
lost his money
sub, Robert.
$750,000. But when his 2 sons refused to help him put the bomb inside the casino, Big John enlisted
Haven't
help
seen
from 2
you in
men who used
chat.
to work in his
Thanks for the
landscape
sub.
business, Terry Hall and Bill Brown. The final member of the conspiracy was Burgess's girlfriend, Joan Williams, who wrote the ransom note and helped transport the various participants around Lake Tahoe. Getting the bomb into the casino was easy too. Early in the morning of August 26th, Burgess, Hall, and Brown rolled up to Harvey's in a white cargo van wearing workmen's coveralls. They wheeled the device right into the building under a canvas tarp that had IBM printed on it. Figuring it was a piece of computer equipment or perhaps a new photocopier, the staff at the casino didn't pay any attention to it as the men placed the bomb, armed it, and then left. By the time the bomb was discovered half an hour later, the 3 were long gone. After that, everything had gone wrong. The ransom drop was a failure because the helicopter never showed up. The elaborate scavenger hunt described in the ransom note was a ruse. Burgess's plan was to overpower the helicopter pilot flying the ransom when it arrived at the first drop point and then steal the chopper flying the money to a second location and taking off with it by car. But even if the helicopter with the ransom had shown up, this would never have worked. In addition to the ransom being bugged, there was an FBI agent hidden aboard the chopper, armed with an MP5 submachine gun and orders to protect the pilot no matter what. It's likely then that John Burgess would have been shot dead that night had the meetup actually taken place. In the end, Burgess' machinations had simply been too complicated to work. The bomb was so cleverly constructed that the bomb squad wasn't going to risk trying to move it, meaning that Harvey Gross had no interest in paying the ransom. And the instructions of the chopper pilot were so complex that he got lost, and the ransom drop never had a chance to take place. The next day, of course, any chance of getting a ransom disappeared when the attempt to disarm the bomb failed and it blew up Harvey's, so they all had to go empty-handed. Still, all things considered, they were fortunate. No evidence had been left behind linking any of them to the bombing, and they stood a good chance of getting away with it, assuming, of course, that nobody talked. Despite a $500,000 reward put up by the casino owners of State Line, the FBI had no concrete leads into who had placed the device at Harvey's. This told investigators that the culprits were likely very close, a family, for instance. As 1980 became 1981, one of the largest and most expensive investigations in FBI history was going absolutely nowhere. Then in June of 1981, a Fresno man named Danny DePerry decided to take his shot.
I got some work for you to do.
He told investigating agents about a story his ex-girlfriend Kelly told him. You see, one of Kelly's other exes was John Burgess Jr., and Kelly had been present the first time Jimmy told his brother about the scheme their father was cooking up to extort money from Harvey's casino. When she read in the newspaper that $50,000 worth of dynamite had been stolen from a construction site not long after, she suspected the Burgess family had something to do with it, and apparently told Danny all about her suspicions. This probably wouldn't have meant anything by itself, but it just happened that the FBI had already talked to Johnny Burgess because a white cargo van registered with his name had been seen in the parking lot of a Lake Tahoe hotel the night before the bomb had been placed in the casino, and the agents felt that the story he gave them for why it was up there was highly suspicious. After that, the whole story started coming out. FBI agents looked into Big John Burgess and found lots to be suspicious about. The compulsive gambling, the fire at his restaurant, the leak to the insurance arson job, the mysterious death of his wife Elizabeth, his bad temper, and his affinity for building. Then, of course, you had the fact that Joan Williams' car had crashed in the Lake Tahoe area the night the ransom drop had taken place, and the fact that Johnny Burgess had been pulled over for speeding on a highway leading from Lake Tahoe back to Fresno the next day. His brother was in the passenger seat, and his father was in the back. On August 14, 1981, FBI agents brought Johnny and Jimmy Burgess in for interrogation. After 3 hours of stonewalling, both brothers decided that they weren't about to go to jail for a father that had abused them and mistreated them their entire lives. They told the cops everything. The next day, Big John and Jimmy Williams were arrested. Incredibly, at the time of his arrest, John Burgess was planning another bomb. In fact, he'd already stolen their dynamite. In March 1985, after almost 4 years of legal maneuvering, John Burgess Sr. was convicted on 8 of the 9 federal charges against him in connection to the Harvey's casino bombing. He was sentenced to life in prison, dying there in 1996. To the end, Big John never came clean. His ego wouldn't allow him to deny that he'd built the bomb, which everyone admitted was ingenious, but he would always claim someone else had forced him to do it. A mysterious mobster that prosecutors said was a figment of his imagination. Bill Brown and Terry Hall both received 7 years in prison for their part in the bomb plot, so did Joan Williams. But her conviction was later overturned on appeal. Johnny and Jimmy Burgess, in exchange for testifying against the rest of the group, including their father, received immunity and walked free, not having spent so much as 1 night behind bars for their part in the bombing. The Harvey's casino bombing slipped off the front page not long after it happened, as the country turned into Ronald Reagan's election as president and all the headlines of the 1980s that followed. Harvey Gross died in 1983. His casino was bought by corporate casino titan Caesars Entertainment, which still operates the now much larger Harvey's Casino in State Line. One place that hasn't forgotten the Harvey's case is the FBI. At the time, the Harvey's bomb was the largest IED ever set off on American soil, and has since only been surpassed by the far more infamous bombings of the World Trade Center in 1993 and the Oklahoma City bomb in 1995. FBI bomb techs built a plexiglass model of Harvey's bomb that is still used today as a training tool at the FBI's training academy in Quantico, Virginia. Perhaps the scariest part about this incident is the fact that even all these years later, most explosive experts familiar with the case still aren't sure if there was a way to safely disarm the device John Burgess built without it exploding. If there is such a thing as an undefeatable bomb, this was it. And that, of course, opens up the possibility, however unlikely it is.
We all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. If you are, please do make sure you leave a like on the video. And if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I cover news 5 to 6 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And I would greatly appreciate if you haven't yet to subscribe. Saturday night, there was, I think, kind of a first of its time or first of its kind event, a live Netflix stand-up special featuring, well, Chris Rock, and there were some other people, I guess, on stage, or I think. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the clips flying around the internet, and I see the way the critics are reacting to it. You see the audience giving it an 84% currently, with critics pretty much ignoring it. The fact that there's only 10 reviews on a Chris Rock stand-up special, that's extremely odd. Here's why. Here's what that kind of means. These critics, if they don't like it, now they're opting out of reviewing it, as opposed to reviewing a negative, giving a negative review. They don't give it any pub. They ignore it. And why? Well, the special is called Selective Outrage. So maybe the mainstream media is not liking that. You see this, nobody is picking on this B word Rock said as he continued to bully Jada Pinkett Smith instead of Will Smith. He too is all about the selective outrage. You see Dan Feinberg, Rock is a provocateur, darn it. Nothing in selective outrage raised my hackles. I did not even semi-hackles. My hackles were flaccid. Ed Power says selective outrage is selectively funny at bust and only comes fully to life as the final curtain beckons. I'm guessing, the end was a strong finish. He's a crotchety, he's mean, he's predictable and boring. This is because, obviously, a lot of these critics took it personally. For Chris Rock, Saturday night felt like his very own Independence Day. During his hysterical Netflix special Selective Outrage, now this is how the right wing is covering it, he finally let it rip in front of a surely huge at-home audience about the infamous Oscars incident with Will Smith. A brilliant Rock pummeled Smith harder than the movie star did to the alien in the '96 movie, and to that while Rock himself at the Academy Awards. Everyone called that man a B, Rock said of the 58-year-old in top form. And he said the media's reaction to Smith's well-reported marital problems in the lead-up to the Oscars, and who'd he hit? Me, a dude that he knows he could beat. That's some B-ass. Oh, I said it. Shoot. Some B-A-S. However, there was and this through line of Rock's material all night, he refused to give in to our 2023 culture of perpetual victimhood. Right now, we live in a world where emergency room is filled of MFers with paper cuts, he said. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail crying. You're never going to see it. It's not going to happen. I can't believe it. I loved Men in Black. Rock mockingly whimpered. No, F
Holy
that
shit.
S. I took that hit like Pacquiao. Well, Rock devoted his final 10 minutes
He
to
did.
the Smith scandal. The first hour blatantly tore into touchy topics such as performative wokeness and Meghan Markle. The comic nimbly eviscerated Prince Harry's wife, her never-ending outrage over the British royals, and alleged issues with race. She's in the royal family, he said. You didn't
Oh my
Google
God.
these MFers? Who the F is she talking about? Did she not know?
Flex.
He went on, that's like marrying the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot. That's for allegations of a
Good.
particular member of the royal family inquiring about Markle's first baby, Archie, would look like. That's not racist, Rock insisted, because even black people want to know how brown the baby's going to be. Some of Rock's most vicious and ingenious material was targeted at what he dubbed selective outrage for society's tendency to pick and choose whom to cancel for committing roughly the same acts. This is why the media probably really disliked it. One person does something.
All right, fuck this
they
shit.
get
We gotta
canceled.
go to
Another
we gotta
person
go to
does the
Flex
exact
with
same
freedom.
thing. He said he's enraged by the kind of people who play Michael Jackson songs but won't
Dude.
play R. Kelly. Same.
Kind of already knew your place. I am the best in business. Billy B, BCNN, real news only. But yes, I will give you the second place. Silver medal. Who is
Look at
that?
this. Look at Flex.
Making sure I got everything.
Full armor. And his AR. Oy.
If you don't know now, you're about to.
Oh. I gotta mirror this. Is this I don't know.
Yeah, Grandma's in the basement.
Here, let me drop the link. Oosh. I mean, I completely agree with his right to do it, but
I love breakfast.
don't see this ending well. I'll send you guys over to that, and I'm gonna sign off. That's I'm gonna watch it. I'll be in the chat.
I think it's
in
5
his
o'clock
chat.
right here.
Is obviously for Flex Your Freedoms. Yeah, it is. Especially when you have an appeal going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're that's what about the cops know. If he's in Waterloo, the cops know, and they're not going to do anything. It's the idiots in the street.
Good to see all you nerds in here. I'm gonna
All
set
right,
up
there's the
shop
link.
here really soon, so I'll be able to see what's up.
I'm gonna cut
Grandma's
this.
in the basement.
I'm gonna watch it with you. I'll be in
For those
chat.
wondering, yes, she's still locked in the basement, sadly.
Peace, all.
You guys know who Tone is? Tone IRL. He did mail Grandma some Fent, and Grandma did not OD. I was hoping she would, but she's